happening in Morocco to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision just to spoon.
My fellow Liberians, as I speak to you tonight on the eve of another consequential political transitions in recent history of our beloved nation, I am filled with a profound sense of gratitude and humility. It has been an honor and a privilege to serve as your president and commander-in-chief for the past 6 years. Together, in 2018, we embarked on a journey to build a united, peaceful, and prosperous Liberia. And I am deeply thankful for the trust and support you have bestowed upon me and my administration during my tenure. As we navigate the complexity of governance, your partnership was instrumental in the development and implementation of policies and programs that aim to bring progress and development to our great nation. Reflecting on the accomplishment of these 6 years, let me tell you that I am proud of what we have achieved together. We have built roads, supported free wires and free tuition at high schools and public universities, stabilized the macroeconomic challenges we face in 2018, built hundreds of pro-poor housing units, and achieved on so many fronts that we are able to list here today. However, I acknowledge that there is always room for improvement, and perhaps more could have been done under different circumstances. Regrettably, some of the long-term projects we initiated did not reach completion during my tenure. I am hopeful that the incoming administration will carry the torch forward and bring these initiatives to fruition for the benefit of all Liberians. Fellow compatriots, rumors and misinformation have played a large part in our politics over the last 6 years. It is my hope we as a country will overcome this challenge over the next 6 years. To begin this, we must start with the facts of the transition. I must report to you that we are leaving behind a better economy than we inherited. Today, President-elect Joseph Nyimabuaka will inherit a stronger economy than I inherited. There is a bigger net international reserve position than was handed me in 2018. I inherited 94,999,000 United States dollars in net international reserves. And I am heading over to the next administration a net international reserve position of 222,700,000 United States dollars. This is 136% increase in the net international reserve position. The total cash balance in the government's consolidated account is United States $40,044,365.90. In 2018, my government inherited a consolidated cash position of $7 million United States dollars. The next administration thus has more resources to deal with emergency macroeconomic challenges than my administration had at its disposal in 2018. My fellow citizens, through our time together, I held still fast to two cornerstones of leadership: keeping the peace and upholding the democratic process and the rule of law. As you are aware, Liberia, for the first time in over 7 decades, experienced a peaceful transition of power when I assumed the presidency in 2018. Tomorrow, we will witness another historic moment as I hand over the reins of government to my successor, President-elect Joseph Nima Boaka, making yet another significant milestone in our democratic journey. I am immensely proud that during my tenure, Liberia remained at peace with its
Reactionary tendency. Reactionary tendency. Shipping a wolf shuttle. Shipping a wolf body. Fire up. Fire up. Fire up. Fire up. Fire up. Simple. 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 T-shirt. 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 The rescue crew step towards the way. The Green Revolution live forever. The way. That need to bring our way to. That's something region away to. Not enough to region away to. Not the coastal countries away to. Not the ambassador.
Chairman, President General, and others, member of the executive, Vice President for Administration, and head of security operation. All of you are welcome, member of the chairman. And today we are here, relax, to discuss issue of the positive and the development of our organization.
Manda. Thank you. We want to take this time to. Firstly, my name is Dempster Blama. I'm commonly known as Steve Blama. I serve as National Deputy Inspector General for Administration. Form 2/ I once served as National Vice Campaign Chair on Motorcycle Affairs of the Rescue Mission. Quickly, we want to recognize the presence of the President General, Mr. A. John F. Kenyon, who once served as the National Campaign Manager on Motorcycle Affairs of the Rescue Mission. We take this time to recognize Mr. Dua Moba, the Vice President for Administration, Federation of Motorcycles and Tricycles Union of Liberia. We also take this time to recognize all of our county coordinators here present, the Inspector General here present of Form 2, incorporators of NAFONTA, other executive members here present. We want to say you are all recognized. You are welcome to be here. The chairman highly recognizes you. Quickly into our agenda, we want to now call on the President General and the campaign manager of our Motorcycle Rescue Mission campaign team. But before we go into that, we call on our National PRO, the communication arm of Form 2, to give us a 2-minute battle cry Manda, 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 Meritus Peter, way to Manda, Meritus Peter, way to Awada, Wada, Wala, Awada, Wala, 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 it's like a call you don't want to. Viva, 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 everybody viva. Now, Pastor Man, you say yo yo yo. You talk about the trenches and you go out to the left, say yo yo yo. You just say play the last forever, say yo yo.
So, members of the press, we are so happy that today we are gathered at the residence of our able chairman. As you can see, there's a man who comes with an impeccable character. People consider this man as somebody who is a reverend, so he cannot preach politics. But we want to tell them that the best politicians are the people who stay on the pulpit. So, the fact that they are able to convince members to go to their various churches, and the fact that he is a bishop of the period of 5 churches in Liberia, this man is strong and capable. Not to waste all of your time, Honorable Chairman. We are so happy that today we're getting a victory. And we have no regret having you as our chairman. Mr. Chairman, I remember a few years back, 9 years ago, when you were coming, you told us, you said, for 3 reasons I'm going to work with the motorcyclists. You said, you people should respect the rule of law. And you said, motorcyclists should have fought corruption. And you said, motorcyclists should be agent of positive change. So, Mr. Chairman, that is staying in our mind today. It is because of that, the motorcyclists that people consider to be 1 gallon, half gallon motorcyclists for politicians, it was being changed, that narrative was being changed with the 2020 election.
Most of our young people are unskilled, even those who are educated. One of my frustrations in running a business is dealing with incompetent graduates. Graduates who have a BA in finance, but they can't even enter formulas on an Excel sheet. Graduates who claim to have a BA in computer science, but they can't even formulate a proper website. They can't make an app. It is story after story. So young people, even those who are educated, are just schooled. There's nothing that they know. You take them in a practical, real environment to have things done, they are not able to do it. The reason is because even at the university, they are just garnering, memorizing. When they get to the real world, there's nothing that they are able to do. So young people should begin investing in practical life skills. If, for example, right now in this digital age, you invest in graphic designing, you invest in videography, you invest in web designing. Those are things that are marketable. If you are a finance person, you need to know about Excel. At least know one accounting system that you can run. You can't be a finance person and you're telling me you have a degree. You don't even know even the name of the accounting system. I've interviewed some. Tell me one accounting system you know. 0. Okay, here is an Excel template. Enter a formula here. 0, they don't know. But that's somebody you're bringing in to work in finance. What are they going to do? So these are things that young people need to begin working on. Lastly,
that regular audits will be the culture across all branches. Regular audits will be the culture across all branches of government, not only the executive. The stock of public debt at the end of December 2023 stood at $2.21 billion, an increase of 8.67% compared to the end of December 2022 stock of $2.08 billion. This represents a sharp increase of $1.33 billion compared to the end of December 2017 stock of $878.17 million, representing 601.8% rise. Our debt burden has clearly grown astronomically. Suddenly, The rescue mission was necessary for Liberia's transformation. As I am speaking, Liberia is under sanction for lack of payment of dues to the African Union and the African Development Bank. Also, a default in the payment of about $650,000 to the European Investment Bank is preventing the disbursement of $30 million for Sanikoe-Lugato Road. We will reintroduce the fiscal rules and travel ordinance, in addition to our measures to help address waste and abuse and ensure the return of prudent fiscal management. We will ensure that the executive leads by example. Agriculture. Liberia is endowed with abundant natural resources. With over 40% of West Africa's rainforest, our country is home to a diverse array of flora and fauna that should help provide economic and agricultural growth opportunities. Liberia is also a leader in the discussion on climate change mitigation, further emphasizing the importance of international partnership for sustainable agricultural production and development. However, it is important to recognize that our available arable land is underutilized. My government is committed to
Yes, I, a special one from the CEO, stand coming with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the Southern Band. Charges on the beat.
To the spoon to get your information. To the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon.
Okay, tune to spoon to be part of our discussion. Tune to spoon, of course, to get to know the happenings in the country, the happenings across Liberia, in the agencies, the ministries. This is where we get to talk about the trending national issues, expressing objective views here on those day-to-day activities in the country. We also bring you face-to-face with the newsmakers and ask the hard questions as well on those issues that are unfolding in the country. I'd like to say welcome again to another edition of the program, The Late Night Show. We're here live across the Spoon Network, Spoon 107.5 FM, Fabric 101.1, Super 95.5, and we're also online on YouTube. We are there at Spoon Talk Live. On Facebook, we're on Spoon TV, Fabric TV, and Super TV. Thanks to all of you who have joined us tonight, and we ask you to kindly share the program as you come on, because this edition of the show is going to be fascinating. Thanks again. Let me go across the table now to bring in members of the panel here tonight. It's going to be a great show. Lots of things happening in the country. On this edition of the program, we will speak. There's something happening with some of the students, Liberians, young men and women who have gone to Morocco to acquire higher education. We will speak with them briefly on the program as we move on to some of the training issues here to talk about here today. Let me bring in our team now. I see Shirley Snell is here. Shirley, thanks for joining us tonight. Welcome. It's good to have you on.
Me. Thanks, Nelson. Hello, everyone.
So the folks there, we are going to, okay, let me just bring in the rest of the guys.
Okay.
Raymond Zeze. Wow. Raymond.
Wow, Raymond.
You know, the thing I want
to talk about this outfit, yo.
Shit, that's the reason why I'm dressed up like this.
Oh my God. I'm hearing myself.
She took me on a very good date.
Raymond?
Yeah.
I'm hearing myself. I don't know what's happening here. As soon as you see me, is there anything?
Is it better now?
Is there anything playing in the background?
Nope.
Can you log out and log in?
Okay.
Let's see.
Okay, I will.
I don't know, for some reason I keep hearing myself. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Mickey Hill, welcome to the show. It's good to have you on tonight.
How you doing? I know I'm a runaway man, but
You're
You
right
are
great to
away.
be
welcome,
talking.
child, not run away, man.
Yeah. I saw the man hair. It reminds me of that JJ Rouse photo on the thing.
Anything you say that winter time, I got in the hair. Anything you say that winter time, my man.
Well,
You know what it is to hit 25, -25. That's me 25 below zero, bro.
I won't sit here and have you spoil Minnesota name.
oh my
I'm not
God.
saying that for you to defend Minnesota. I don't
It
want to
actually been nice. Okay, it been a beautiful weather in Minnesota.
listen, Shelly. Listen, it been nice. We agree, but Minnesota is unpredictable. If I do
But at
cut
least,
in here, listen, I come in
at
Nelson.
least give Minnesota credit for this winter. No,
Wait,
not a lot of
wait.
snow.
Wait,
You see,
just before the man bring people Nelson. If I do cut this hair right now, and Minnesota weather turn upside down, do you know the length of time it take for the hair to grow back?
man, yeah.
Nah, Shelly, leave my hair.
Yeah, hard to grow.
Poor
Yeah.
excuse.
They winter, yeah, some do I agree. I'm keeping it.
Nelson, actually, I'm proud to say that it is not winter anymore in Minnesota. It has been a beautiful year so far in Minnesota, and it's beautiful
Come here
outside.
with that t-shirt. Let's share it for you. Come.
But I want to say welcome to you, Mickey. It's good to have you on. Raymond, thanks for coming back. I was just talking about the the outfit. Raymond is very official here today. He came business to discuss real business issues here today. But again, it's a great thing to have you on, Raymond. You want to say something, so I make sure that your audio is okay.
Thank you. I'm back, and like I said, Shelly got me looking like this good. She took me on a
Okay.
Christian date. She took me to meet the
Ah,
Lord Jesus and had a good moment with him.
oh my God! So you guys had was it a church service or anyway?
No,
I'm
no,
being too
Shelly
personal.
hosts a
But
Christian show.
Nelson, you better stop that joke. It's not a church service. It's a
oh, okay. Oh, on Shirley's show.
Yeah,
yeah, a
I was
You
testimony
were
surprised.
platform.
oh, okay.
Oh,
Now
you had to wear
now
clothes to come Shelly testimony show.
yeah, you gotta go official.
You
You
gotta
Yeah.
gotta
dress.
look nice.
You gotta dress like
Looking
the
nice, me
host.
gotta wear. Oh,
Okay, so
I am
if
not
I
pretty
say
Sunday
dress
something
to
host
be
is
here,
there.
wearing
I am not pretty dress to be there in
I'll bring the
public.
main rep up here. I'll bring the main rep up
Thank
here.
you. And you know, as you can see, it seems like we call each other, but we did not. You know, the pink and pink. You can beat that.
And
I see
everything.
you
But
okay. I see you well.
it's good to be here again.
Cool.
George,
You see
welcome to
what
the
on me
show.
well? That's the lighting.
Thanks,
Blame it on
Nelson,
the
and
light.
thank you for having me, Nelson. Thank you.
Okay, so okay, who else? Okay, so sorry. So the guys there will join us. We'll be talking to two gentlemen here shortly. Uh, but I want us to do our quick 1 minute. What's on your mind? Anything you want to talk about? Just before we move on to wow. My, yeah. So let's start with you, Shirley. Then we take Raymond, and then
Well, hello, good afternoon, good evening, good night to Liberian all around the world, wherever you find yourself. What's on my mind? I am looking forward to the confirmation hearing tomorrow. Um, I am also concerned about people being appointed. They show up on the list, and then for some reason they are off the list again. That has happened 2 times already. I'm concerned about that. What else? I'm also concerned about the confirmation hearing that was supposed to be heard today and that was canceled or postponed for another day. I want us to talk about that and see what is going on in our country.
okay. Thank you, Shirley. That's a great one. Thanks a lot. Raymond, you want to tell us what's on your mind quickly?
Well, I haven't seen the full list of those appointed or designated by the president, but I know a few. I've heard of a few friends because I saw it being posted, and I want to congratulate them. A sister of mine, Jacida Tapla, even the deputy minister for technical services.
Raymond, you're very low, bro. You're very low.
Yeah. Since he came back, his audio is kind of low. Raymond, are you there?
Yep. Can you hear me now? Is it much better?
Great. It's good.
Okay. So, what's on my mind? The new list that came up today. I haven't seen the full list, but a couple of people that I know. A sister of mine, Josila Tapla, who used to be the director for zoning. I want to congratulate her. A friend of mine who I sat in class with, Prince Tamba, who was regional technical focus person for the African Development Bank. A big portfolio got designated by the president for the deputy minister for technical services at the Ministry of Public Works.
Okay.
And even the guy whose names were replaced is a brother of mine, Eric. Eric name got replaced with another brother of mine. So, well, I believe the president has the power, the understanding, and the wisdom. He's doing what he's doing, and I want to congratulate those who've been designated. And I also want to speak about the issue today that went on with in the House of Representatives, where the central bank governor was called along with his code of officers, but could not answer simple questions that were posed to him by representatives. So I think there's a deep thing that went on in the George Weah-led government, and there are a lot of things that will take a while to be unveiled. They are keeping a tight lips, and even those who have the authority to ask questions about those things are asking them, and they're not talking. And now we understand why the CDC and the likes fought to take charge of the House of Representatives speakership to concede a lot of things. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Raymond. Let me welcome our co-moderator, Moba Zoka. Moba, thanks for joining us. It's good to have you on tonight. So, so let's hear from you. Who's next? Okay, so Mickey, go ahead. What's on your mind?
Oh well, formerly I want to say good evening, good morning, good afternoon to our audience and all of the panelists. What is on my mind is kind of troubling. Is the issue of the entire Madam Beslo Yanti's appointment and then a subsequent confirmation hearing, and the issue and the cloud that has engulfed her entire academic credential, and just the the gross hypocrisy coming from both sides of the divide. And here is the thing: there's an a maxim or an adage. I don't know, Rema, which is which, but it says, if it walks like a duck, it quack like a duck, it is a duck. I mean, for some of us who are in the world of academia, we understand what it takes to obtain various levels of academic credential, and you cannot do it in reverse. I don't know the entire scenario or all of the intricacies involved in it, but so far so good. What I have heard just does not sound right. And if that is the case, which more likely than not it is, why can the president withdraw that nomination? That's just my thing.
Why should the president withdraw the nomination?
That's a question.
Do we? Yeah, and maybe that's the question a lot of people are asking.
Because
are we driving towards a system, or do we want a system where the president, despite having the appointing power, the constitutional authority to decide who gets nominated to serve in this or that position, are we driving towards a system where, or do we want a system where the president will consistently go by everything he hears? Okay, I want this person to be, and then someone comes up and say no, this person cannot be because of XYZ, and then that person is dismissed, or that person's nomination is withdrawn. Um, if you are calling, and I know that this is what's on your mind, but if you want this nomination to be withdrawn only because of what you've heard, if it walks like a dog, quacks like a dog, then it is a dog. If that is something to go by, then the next question would be: have we arrived at a point where we have all of the pieces of evidence that warrant the withdrawal of this nomination?
Nelson, I do agree with you when you talk about the president should not delve into running his tenure based on making decisions, vital decisions based on hearsay. But in this case, is in this situation, is not a case, right?
Okay.
The madam has presented her credential, and now it's no longer hearsay. When you catalog her credential academically, right? Listen, there is a conventional method in the world of academics, right? And you have to move from one step to the next step to the next step. But when you take a look at her credential that is in the public glare right now, you will understand that certain things are done in reverse. You cannot obtain a master's before you obtain a bachelor's. There's nowhere in the world, Nelson, possible. Now, listen, there are certain programs you can enroll, provided if the institution provides that, which is if you do not have a bachelor's, you can enroll in a master's program, but it's going to be combined. So again, that is not having a master's before having a bachelor. You will do combined programs, and the length will not be no less than 4 years. I can say that for certain. Right now, I'm doing my second and my third master's simultaneously, right? I applied for a program, and it was exactly that. If you do not have a master's or bachelor's, you can enroll in the program, but you're going to combine both of them. And the length of that program is 5 years to complete for both the bachelor's and the master's together. So I challenge anybody. There is nowhere in the world you will go for a master's before going for a bachelor's. It doesn't add up.
Okay, we're going to come to that conversation.
It doesn't make.
I know it's unconventional. It's unconventional. We're going to come to that discussion. It's a very unique discussion. This is something that has sparked the debate in several quarters, But let's move to Josh, and then Alfred. Thanks for joining us tonight. It's good to have you on, brother. And then we take mobile right after Josh.
So Nelson, thank you very much, and thanks to our listener for coming again. I think it is glaring and becoming clearer every day. What we've been saying, we've been exonerated, that even though for 6 years, the UP party or Waka and his group have been preparing for this presidency, there was not enough time. That's why he's saying that he's nominating and withdrawing, even after wasting a lot of time since November he won, wasting all that time and still putting people on the list and removing people from the list and doing all sorts of things, and a lot of uncertainty going on. This is just.
But George, did you see the recent listing? 13 persons were enlisted today. Did you see that?
Yeah,
13
I saw that.
Individuals. Sure.
And then one person was withdrawn.
Okay, so let's say 12. Let's say 12.
Yeah. So the thing is, Nelson, this thing, when we came on the show yesterday, my colleagues here told me that It's taking much time to do the nomination because they are vetting people, strenuously vetting people. And still, after doing all the strenuous vetting, you still put out a list on e-mansion, executive mansion website, and then withdrawing somebody from there because of some other things. What was the vetting done? When was it done? That tells you that these people are not.
Let me ask you this question. Put a list there, capture a name, and then you realize that something is not right about that nomination, and you withdraw that nomination as to leaving, compared to leaving that name there, leaving that particular name there, and then it goes for Senate confirmation, and then there's further danger. Which of the two do you think is
Nelson,
really?
that's not the point here. That's not the point. The point is vetting people and getting it right the first time. That's what is important here. That's why competence come in place. If you are competent, you get something, you do it the first time, you do it right the first time. Not to do it and then you come and do it again, to resubmit at the university or resubmit assignment. That's not what we're talking about. When you do it correctly the first time, that's what, competence, that's what tells you that you are competent to do it. So the second thing I want to talk about is the 40 and the 20 million versus the 20 million. It was evident yesterday from the hearing at the Senate, not Senate, actually, but the representative, the lower house, that President Bouaka again provided false information to the Liberian people. It was clear after calculations were done, they realized that they gave me the raw data and told him this is what we have, and then he went ahead and said 20 million. It's only 20 million, 40 million is not supported by facts. These are the lies that these people continue to propound on the Liberian people. And guess what? That's why I always say that you will lie your way to even get a girlfriend. But to keep her, you cannot keep her with a lie because she will understand. She will see that you are lying. And this is what exactly the guys have done. Now they are taking power. They continue to lie. And guess what? No, Nelson. Let me just conclude. Yeah, let me just conclude. Sorry, let me just conclude.
No time to conclude. No time to conclude, Josh. No time to conclude. No time. Absolutely no time to conclude. Let's take Moba. Moba, go ahead quickly. Let's hear you.
Yeah, thank you, Nelson, and thank you to all the panelists and our listeners. Well, I think when it comes to the vetting process, we got to take our time. You can just put somebody into a position that and then you say because you want rush things, you want everybody to be certified, so you just rush everybody to position, and then end of the day you finalize they are not competent to serve that position. So our brother Georgia bidding on our government, like that's our government because I know he's a Liberian as well. So I think it's not right. We got to get the people a chance. We got to get the president a chance to nominate who is competent. You can put somebody into position, and end of the day, the person is not fit. Like your regime, right? Your regime. How many incompetent people are serving in our government? That's why your regime failed. So we don't want to repeat the same thing. So JMB got to take his time to appoint people, right? When you appoint you, when you find out that your credential is not competent to meet that identical job, he revoke it. That's not if he revoke it. If he revoke it, when he go to the Senate for confirmation, the Senate realize that they're identical. My man, be 1 minute here. You said 1 minute.
No, but by the time I said, anyway, take 20 seconds to conclude.
Okay. If you go to if you go to the Senate, if the Senate can stay, what deny the president. So JMB is taking his time. We make sure we get our people right, put into rightful position so that they can serve the Liberian people. We're not rushing nobody else. See, this you can rush all the way, come and push anybody to do things what is not right. We'll do the right thing so the Liberian people can be delivered. I submit.
Thank you. Alfred, finally. Shirley, I see your hand up.
Yeah, can I say something real quick? I just want to make it clear that even here in the US, and I'm sure where Brother George finds himself, there is a process where at some time you hire somebody and then you find out that yet they went through the process and everything, and that person is not fit for the position, or something come, or maybe their background come, or something is not right with the process. You can let them go, you can withdraw. So, and even the person second can just withdraw from the process as well. So it happened, and I'm not saying that is what going on, but I just need George to know there's a the things that can happen.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Josh, take 20 seconds. Then we go to Alfred. You are muted. You're not
Charlie,
own.
don't tell me. Tell the Liberian people. They are the ones that need to hear that. I don't, because I already know that this government is going to be a failed government, because they have even the first 10 days. Look at the first 10 days, all sort of things happening, and it's ridiculous. Why you guys will still sit there and try to sugarcoat things when looking at the fact on the on the ground. So look, let's just continue the conversation, because I think you people, I heard someone wrote on Facebook that you have become the new citizens in town. You defend everything, even though you know
Okay.
within yourself it's wrong. But let's
Thank you.
let's do it.
Oh,
We're here to
so you
expose
are
everything.
admitting that
And that's
seditions
supposed
were
to be a
defending.
compliment for you.
I
So
know
so
it's not a compliment.
Guys, I just
no,
spoke English. I
wait,
just
guys.
spoke
No,
English.
wait, guys, wait. We're gonna move to Alfred.
And
So George,
I mean, Nelson, I know
you
you're
are
moving
saying
on.
that
I'm so sorry. I don't want to talk over you or anyone else, but I just want to. I mean, I would hate to do this, but I would just need to respond to Joyce. The reason why I responded to you is because you said that. So I know I need to speak to the Liberian people, and that's what I want to make sure that I am making it clear to you, and also the Liberian people can learn from that.
Okay, so thank you. I
But
lost
Nelson, I was still speaking, right?
I lost my train of thought. So let's have Alfred
Yeah,
to come. We have our guests in the background. I don't want to hold them too long. They will have
Yeah,
to
Nelson, can you hear me
come
loud and clear?
back with our discussion and all of that. Yeah, but
Can
just
you hear me loud and clear? Is my audio good tonight?
your audio as usual is now always good. But Leak, when you go ahead, we can hear you.
Tonight, my concern has been seriously drawn to the video that I watched this morning when I saw soldier wives demonstrating or protesting at the shuffling barracks over concern that the current chief of staff is resigning his position, and there has been recommendation that he do so to be the next defense minister, while the minister proper will be resigning and he'll be going as an ambassador. The soldier wives are complaining that they don't want him to be their defense minister. There are a few things that they raise, and I like to elevate that position. One of those things that they talk about was the issue of promotion. There are several of my former friends that served the army up to 16. Some of them they have been here for 16 years, some of them 13 years, some of them 15 years. And there is no retirement program, so to speak, in terms of retirement for those guys in the barracks. They also made mention about 20% being cut from the salary for quote unquote the same problem that brought Samukai to court, and they allege that that is still ongoing. And I hope that the Ministry of Defense can speak to that. I hope that the public affairs can take this matter very seriously and speak to that, because nothing. People can be spending their entire life building a career and they don't have anything at the end of the day. In fact, they argue that Chief of Staff Johnson have argued that people are too old to be promoted, whereas you have very young people over there who are going to school. Some of them are college graduates. Some of them they have done a master's degree, and they cannot be promoted. Some of them they are still NCOs. For those of you who don't know, NCOs mean non-commissioned officers. And the requirement is to become an officer in the military, you must have some level of college degree. And some of these guys want to improve their life. They don't want to be making 200 year in, year out. So they sacrifice to go to school to be able to make their life better. So we don't have one person there to stagnate them and say because they are too old so they can get promotion, and say because you're too old now so you can get promotion. That is completely wrong. So I hope that the guys at the ministry will speak to this issue so that we can have a serious logical conclusion to it. Thank you.
Thank you, Alfred. Thanks a lot. And that's a very important point. Liberians are very concerned about that as well. Most people are aware that the issue with the AFL widows is not new. It started as far back as under former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf and continue under President George Weah. Here we
But
are.
Nelson, let me just add this to this conversation too. If what I'm hearing is true, the chief of staff is retiring his position as retired chief of staff, there is a package that he will receive for his retirement. But you have people who have been in the military since 2008, 2007, 2006. They have been there over 15 years, and there's no retirement program for them. That is ridiculously wrong.
Thank you. So we have to move on. We're going to come back to the discussion. So much to talk about today. It's going to be a great show. But we want to firstly move on to talk to two gentlemen here tonight. I think the both of them are not really new to the show. From the faces I see in the background, they've made a couple of appearances here on the late night show. But they'll be here tonight specifically because they are students, Liberian students, who, according to information that I have, were recruited, sent to Morocco under the previous administration. What happened? They are going to tell us. They have some information to provide us with respect to what Liberian students in Morocco are going through now. So let me bring the two gentlemen on. I see Magnus Pazin. Magnus, thanks for joining us on the show. It's good to have you on tonight.
No, I'm not. I'm not in Morocco. Sorry.
Okay,
I'm not. Just put me in the back and bring them on me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not still in Morocco.
Okay, great. So let me bring Daniel Slay on. I mean, what kind of warfare you count the show with? So
No, Colette,
thank you for joining us tonight. It's good to have you.
Yeah,
you're clear.
thank you. Yeah, have Moses Cheto Jabo. Moses Jabo should be in the background. If not, then we have
Moses should try to log in, or maybe put his webcam on, because I see the name in the background, but his webcam is not open, so I can't bring him on like that. So I just put him out of studio, let him log on, try to come back to studio. But it's good to have you here tonight, Daniel.
Okay, thank you, Colette, and thanks to everyone. Let me say, we recognize my brother Josh. Josh, how you doing, brother? Yeah,
I'm fantastic, man. Thanks for the recognition.
So
tonight, yeah, tonight I'm not
so,
here, on the political basis.
Let's just take on this conversation because we have a lot of other issues to talk about. I know you've been appearing on the show in the heat of the campaign. You're one of those persons who came in and you became a strong defender of the CDC government. Your political idea was that CDC was in the best position to keep providing leadership for the country, but that's not why what you are here for tonight. That's not why you're here. So let's move into the conversation. You are a student studying in Morocco right now. That's what you reached out, told me, and we know that international students here in Liberia, to go out of the country, there's a process. There's a whole recruitment process. There's a vetting that goes on. Those who are qualified, there's a package. There's a package that they're supposed to receive and all of that. So bring us up to speed with what it was for you while we are with your colleague to join us, what it was for you, and what is the present condition of you guys, the students there.
Okay, thank you very much, Colette. Like I said, I'm not here on political basis, but I'm here as a student, and I came here since 2021. as a student on a bilateral agreement, which of course I signed, an agreement, on the government. But Kole, as I speak to
You,
you,
you said
definitely
you signed an agreement under the government, or what do you mean by that?
we signed
You
an
were
agreement.
recruited regular way, right?
Yes, I signed agreement like I'm coming here to Morocco to study as a
Mhm.
student of Liberia. And it is an agreement between Liberia and Morocco. It's a bilateral agreement. And I
Okay.
signed an agreement on several, several notes. But I want to lay a basic on what I will be speaking on tonight. One uh, one of these is that one we have the issue of the rates in the arrival of students here in Morocco. Okay. Oh, let me recognize our
Moses.
president is Mose Cheto Jebo. You are welcome, Mose Cheto Jebo. And okay, like I was saying, we have several issues here, Colette. We have the rates in the arrival of students coming to Morocco. We have the cost of living here in Morocco. We have the delay of allowance issue in Morocco. We have so many issues to discuss here
Okay.
tonight.
So yeah. So thank you. Based on the fact that we don't have the luxury of time, I want us to just go straight into the issue and be just right on the point, because we need to wrap this thing up. Uh Moses, thanks for joining us. It's good to have you on the show tonight. Um I want you to give us an idea of what the situation is now with the Liberian students in Morocco.
Okay, thank you, Kule. And with that, I think I will give the chance to the president emeritus, Mose Cheto
Okay,
Jabo, to speak.
Moses, please go on.
Okay, so again, let me say good morning from our end here to everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. Okay, straight to the point. Right now, the situation of the Liberian students in Morocco now is very challenging because we have gone for close to 8 and 9 months now. We have not received our stipend, and then we understand that we know government challenge now at the moment. The transition process has actually put a halt to the arrival of the allowance of the students right now. So basically, that's the issue now, and that's the most important on ground, especially for the students here. And we just received a new arrivals also from Liberia last month
And
and this month now.
last month and this month,
Exactly,
new batch of students arrived in Morocco.
exactly.
Okay, so let's start with the allowance issue. What is the allowance for each of you, each international students, each of you going to Morocco to study?
Okay, so at first we came in batches. Like for me, my batch when we signed the memorandum of understanding from Liberia, we signed for 400 USD per
As an
student, like
allowance.
as an allowance at that time when we signed. And then when we came,
And what year was that? What was the year?
that was in 2019.
2019.
Yeah. So when we arrived,
Do a bachelor's program or master's or both bachelor's and master's?
bachelor program for students who are coming to do the bachelor's. We call that a licence. Yes.
Okay.
So that was 400 for each for everyone. Individual student you sign for that and you receive that. But unfortunately for us, when we came that batch, even though we signed that as a memorandum of understanding library, but since we arrived in the country, we have not actually received that. And it was during the first phase of the past administration under President Weah. So in our process, the harmonization policy from abroad came in affected
They
also
affected the allowance as well.
international students as well. So that money was cut down to $200. Yeah, so that's what we've been receiving from that time.
No, no,
Also.
no. I know this is serious, but are you saying that harmonization affected even you, the students, the
Yes,
international students, your allowances?
exactly.
Of
Yes,
course,
yes, yes.
Kule, it did. And
Okay,
You
so
know,
let's
Colette,
fast forward. Yeah, I'm gonna we'll come to you, Daniel. We'll come to you, but
there's
let's
something that
let's
we do.
yeah,
There's something that we
but
do.
let's yeah, I'm coming. I just want you guys to zero in. The team have some questions we will ask you as well. So Daniel, I want you to conclude. Not Daniel, but Moses. I want you to conclude, uh, and then we can try to make progress. How many persons were in that particular batch
That batch have 54 students in total.
from 2019?
Yes, from 2019.
You didn't get to
Normally,
receive any single allowance from that
no,
time.
no. This is it. In 2018, the batch I came with was, as I said, in 2019 I arrived, but that
Mhm.
batch came in twofold because the government at that time could not provide tickets for everyone. So they cut the batch into two. So the first group arrived in November 2018, and the last group arrived in January of that year. And we all there at that time in Liberia signed the memorandum of understanding for 400 USD. But when we arrived, we didn't receive that money. We were told that we we're going to receive that money every month, and normally it was going to come quarterly as well. But since we arrived, we didn't receive that money until the harmonization process came. I think I recall that some part in 2019 there was a protest here from the Liberian Student Association. I think at the embassy. I think it was on the newspaper or what have you in Liberia. It was because of that. So since then, the money was cut down to 200. That's what we've been receiving at that time on the past administration. And yes, of course, we've been receiving the 200. Of course, it counts, but sometimes a delay. And one the process, the ministry try to communicate to us and make us understand sometimes why the money delays and what have you. But in 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 summary, we've been receiving as well, but it takes time to count. That's all.
Oh, so currently, how many months of allowance is it that you guys have not received?
Where we received our last money in July of last year.
July of last year.
Yeah, July of last year, and up to now we've not received it yet.
Okay. Daniel, you want to weigh in anything on that? Then we move to the team to ask you guys some questions.
Yeah, Colette, thank you. You know, like Moses has just said something. You know, previously, like he said, in 2019, 2020, going forward, they had a protest because by then I wasn't here because I arrived in the country in 2021. That's why I said I wanted you to understand something. You know, the trench was different. They had protests, and that's why we have decided to come on a platform to dialogue. This in no way on a political on a tone, but there's a message to the past government and as well the present government. We want the present government to sit on the old mat to plant the new mat. What are we trying to say? We don't want to take the trench of going to have a protest at the embassy, throwing stones, or they coming to tear gas and what have you. That's why, I actually wanted, even if the CEO is listening to us, let him hear us. If the CEO have the chance, he can join us as well, whosoever, whatsoever permanent government official that is listening to us at this night or this morning
Okay.
can join
Thank you.
in this advocacy. You know,
Thank you.
Colette, there is something very serious. You cannot have a student here. As I speak to you next week, Tuesday, I have an exam. As I speak to you, I have a rent issue. These are two different things. As an international student, I have to pay attention to my license. If I'm taking on rent, I'm taking on bills, and as well, taking on my exam, how do you think I'm going to focus? This is a
Thank
very
you.
serious issue. Yeah.
Thank you. So let's do a roundtable of questioning. Um, you want to go first? Shirley, Moba, any of you can go first.
Yeah, I want to ask about.
Yeah, I can go first.
Okay.
First, first of all, welcome to the show, Moses and Daniel. It's great to have the both of you on. Um, just listening to the both of you. Can you please, one of you, walk me through the whole selection process of how each of you guys plays into the program?
Okay,
What's
so okay, yeah. So the selection process actually start from Liberia. Firstly, the Moroccan authority here normally opens the scholarship process around August, or July and early August, and then they communicate with Liberia, and then the Ministry of Education will post that information through the scholarship department on their website. Normally, is posted on the Ministry of Education page or sometimes on eMansion. And then the process is there. They ask you for the requirements based on what you want to study and what have you. And then there's a aptitude test that you take. Sometimes the test is administered at the Todman High. You go through the process, and then if you pass the rating test, the ministry calls you for interview. You sit for the interview, and then you pass the interview, and then they take the passport. They ask you for all these requirements that you need for traveling and what have you, and then they process you to come. That was my time when we came in 2019. But the batches that have been coming, normally they do the French in Liberia because when the Corona came, the French program on the side was now open. So normally we're doing the French with the in Liberia to the Alliance Française school there. So normally it's just the same pattern. Once you pass through the aptitude test, you finish the ministry vet you, you sit for your interview, and then you start the French program. You go through the program. If you pass the French program, then the ministry asks you for a traveling document, passport, police clearance, and what have you. And then they send that year to the embassy, and the embassy can be able to process it through the Moroccan authorities so that you can get your ticket to come. Then when you arrive now, it's a different process. You start the journey all together from there. So basically, that's just the summary of how the process is from that bureau until you
Well,
arrive.
thank you. So, is that a required score that you have to get on the test that you are taking that will enable you to be part of the program?
Yes, there's a required score. I think the aptitude test that the schools you need to score is it comes from the ministry. That's why I said the ministry at every year they post a scholarship. There's a requirement they ask you for. For example, maybe they want you to be an A student in the sciences. The requirement will be there. The transcript from the high school. Maybe they want you to be having the average of 80, 90, whatever. The ministry put that requirements on their website. You read through the requirements, you see if you have the documents, if your mark from school, from the WAEC, everything, if all are intact, you send in the application to the ministry. The ministry then vet that process, do their verification with the school whatsoever, and then when they accept that, then they send you
Thank,
or communication that
thank
you
you.
passed, you should start the test.
Thank you so much, Nelson. Can I ask one more question and then I can.
Um,
Okay.
okay,
If I
yeah,
don't have time, that's okay.
just squeeze in the last one, then we could take more about.
Okay, so if I heard both of you rightfully, you've been receiving the allowance, for the past month, and it stopped in July. I think from July up to today, there's just a lot of months in between. Is this your first time voicing out your concern, or have you guys been talking?
Okay,
Well,
okay. I think if you come in,
yeah, Daniel, you can.
normally they say that's why we have said normally this our question because this is not the first time that is happening delay. It's a fact. But this is our first time to come on the platform on social platform to discuss the entire
Okay,
scholarship issue.
thank you.
Why? Because there has always been, a denial of us going on platform. And it has been on another trench. Like I said previously, I don't know if you got me right. In
Okay,
the
thank
past
you,
now,
thank you. I think that point is well understood. Is well understood, Daniel. Mobile, you want to come in with your question quickly because we have to
Yeah,
wrap up.
yeah. Daniel and Moses, how you doing?
We're good.
Yeah, my question. Just say for the past, let's say 8 months, you're not having no salary. I mean, let's say, stamping for your study. So how you guys was cooking in a difficult situation? Is there any way that the government or maybe anybody was chipping into you guys for that 8 months from July all the way to now?
Okay, one of you can answer.
Well, yeah, well, basically that's the issue on ground, and these are some of the challenges that normally the students go through here. because normally with from the month of July, from last year up to now, basically most of the students here been receiving money from parents, maybe uncles or whoever you have outside the country. They call you over the weekend, send you $50, 60, 70. These are what we've been managing with,
So how
taking
about
our
those who
students
do not have family members out of the country, to help them and stuff like that, whose family can I afford?
Well, there's always a saying, God make a way. People always
Yeah.
people
So
always
my,
find means somehow. But the good thing is that
my last
we
question.
have we have a way to make sure, and we also the Moroccan authority also is helping helping, because when you sign the memorandum of understanding, even though we're supposed to receive money, we are receiving from the government of Liberia also, but the Moroccan authority also, the program we on, normally they give 75 USD every month. So basically, some of the students manage with that as well. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
My last question is, so right, according to my brother Daniel said, it been happening before, but now it's too long. Like, so. But then why you never contacted the minister of, of education, to bring out a concern to them? And what if you did, what was their concern or their answer to you guys?
Okay. So let me come to that. Let me come to that. Normally, I think if I can recall, mostly you can correct me. Around 2022, we had people from the Ministry of Education. We have Semeko. Semeko has come into the country. We have explained similar thing to him. We gave him the benefit of the doubt. You ask why we have not been come here. Like I said previously, there has been denial. Probably we'll be told not to go on air to discuss these things. And one
Who
of
told
you,
you? Who told you?
Kole, we cannot disseminate everything.
No,
That's all
no,
we
no.
said.
It's important because once you come to a platform like this, you should be willing to speak out. Who cautioned you
Okay,
guys
Kole,
not to go to the media? It's not about putting
Kole,
it, selling it.
okay. Let
It's
me
about.
say out of fear, because at the first time when we protested,
Hmm.
our salary was cut from $400 to 200, simply
I mean,
because
you're
we
not working
protested.
for the government and stopping that one, not salary.
Yeah, it's stopping. Sorry that, but that's the thing. We just
Hmm.
consider it to be the wage for us. So the stopping was cut from 400. We consider ourselves to be probably safer seven, from 400 to 200. So these are all out of fear, Kule. These are all
So,
out of
no,
fear.
my question was, Alfred, maybe Alfred wants to come in, but my question was, who cautioned you guys? Who told you not to, voice out your concerns on those issues? Is it the authorities
Kule,
at the Ministry of Education or?
probably the higher authority, now the Ministry of Education, we have other authorities that will
Oh,
advise us not to
okay,
go
political
to the
reasons,
state.
maybe. But thank you.
Yeah.
Let's take a question from Remo. You want to come in? I just want us to go by the queue, and then Alfred, I know you have a concern, but we'll soon get to you.
So my
Raymond?
question: how many of
Yeah.
you are affected? How many students are we talking about?
What we are talking about close to 150 students.
Is this political in any way because you're holding back some information and yet you won't help? And why you didn't
Okay.
speak out
Raymond,
until now?
there's no way, there's
Hold
no
on
way.
now. Let me complete my
No,
question.
Daniel, hold on. Let's have.
Is this political in any way because you held back and now you're holding back information? And 8 days into a new government, you're coming up with this song. Why should we believe that it's not political? When you cannot even call the names of people who, for an extent, don't you wrong. Sent you to school, don't want to pay your school fees, and for political reason tell you not to speak, and you're not speaking, you're not calling their names. Why should we not believe that it's not political?
Okay, thank you, Remo. Thank you, Remo. And there is it. When I say we have other authorities and we're told not to speak out, it doesn't mean that we cannot speak out. But it's because we feel we have other activities. That's one. It's not political in any way, Remo, Brother Remo. It's not political. However, as a student, we are been made to believe that we ought to focus on our lessons. That's one thing. And so we have other authority. They will tell us that we will always be in time. We will speak on your behalf. We have this authority to do this, to do that. And so you as a student, let's make it practical, Remo. When you were in school, let's assume you're in your grade school, you have a principal, you have a dean of students, and he told you certain things not to do on campus and what to do on campus, what not to do on campus. Will you be afraid on
So,
what
so
to do and
as,
what not to
are
do?
you saying that as part of the memorandum of understanding, you were cautioned, or is contained there that you should not speak
Of
out
course,
in the case where there are
yes.
issues?
In my memorandum of understanding, I was told not to protest. It was based on what happened in the past. So it was clear for me. It was clear
Can
Okay,
I
that
come
if
in?
I
let's go you there, Daniel,
Can I come
and
in?
hear from
And,
Moses quickly.
and
You,
before Moses come
yeah.
in, Daniel, do you clear, because you're advocate right now, you're advocating, do you care to share that copy of memorandum of understanding with us, because you always have a copy?
of course, I will share with Colette between
You want to share
tomorrow.
that with me? You want to share that with me now while we on the show? Then maybe Daniel
Eh,
Moses can be going on. Why you sharing that with me?
not currently because I have to search well in my Google Drive, so it will take me a time. So, but I will share with you, and anytime maybe you can share with another
Okay,
people. But
thank you,
trust, yeah.
thank you.
Okay, so I just wanted to address buttress what Daniel was saying to Brother Raymond. Uh, it's not that they to speak out on the allowance issue is there's an individual or maybe an entity that is maybe holding a student back from speaking. It's just the concept is the idea, because the last time we came back in 2019, we had or delay. Even the old students we met on ground, government owed them for close to a year. And then we went at the embassy here to let the government of Liberia know that students were here also and the allowance were delaying as well. That brought a serious problem, and we got affected from the harmonization. So it's just the mindset that have come that whenever you speak on this issue, you're going to be punished for that. And basically, at times, we don't also want to speak on the issue because the more you talk about it, you sound political. And sometimes the timing of it is not always right. You speak on it now, we have gone for 8 months. You speak on it now, it seems like new government just coming. That's why you're talking about it. You speak about it in July, they say, oh, because the government going election coming November or October, you're trying to speak about it. So it's not an individual that is stopping you from speaking. It's just among us as a students. It's just the mindset, because you always look at what happens if I speak
Thank
on
you.
this. What
Excuse
happens if
me,
I
let me
say on
cut
this?
you in, but you're speaking on now. Why you holding back truth? The names of those who told you not to speak out. Why you holding it back now? Why are you speaking out?
No, that's what I'm saying. Is not, as I said earlier, there's not an individual or someone who said don't speak out. I'm saying is the concept, the idea, because of what happened. It's almost like you've been through an experience of something happened to you before. So the very next time you want to do something,
Okay, so
I always
if I,
come back
if I,
to
if
this.
I got you right, you said the first time there was a protest that led to the harmonization affecting you guys,
Exactly,
where your
exactly.
allowance was cut from 400 to
To
200.
200, exactly. So
Was the
that
harmonization? No,
fear is
I'm
always
coming.
there.
I'm coming. Moses, was the harmonization a punishment for your protest?
We were made to understand that it was a punishment.
Wow. Okay. Alfred, I know you're bringing with questions, but let's hear from Josh. We want to follow the queue. Let's hear from Josh, Mickey, then we'll come to you.
Thank you,
Please
Nelson.
jot
And
down your questions, Alfred, so you don't
yeah,
forget, please.
Daniel and Moses, thank you guys for coming on. Myself, my youngest brother is in China. Not China, sorry, India. He's doing a master's. I just want to know, what are the degree program you guys are doing? Is that bachelor first degree or second degree? Which one?
Bachelor les sciences.
Oh, okay. And I heard you say since 2019. How many years does this program go for?
The program basically goes for 4 years. It
Three,
varies.
4 years. And if I can calculate, I don't know whether my math is still good.
Mhm.
Since
Prophet Matt,
2019, we're going. Come on, Nelson, don't interrupt me. You
doing
will soon call my
engineering
time up.
math. That
You
five
soon call
years
you
we're
soon
talking
call you
about.
soon call my time off. So I understand that since 2019, I don't think that is below 4 years. Is that correct?
Exactly.
So is it because I attended university, and even here in the university, if you cannot complete your studies in time, the university can
Mhm.
throw you out. Does it happen there?
No, it doesn't happen.
Okay, so this is just an ongoing thing. And so do
Yeah.
you renew the agreement that you signed with them when you cannot complete within your time frame?
Okay, brother
Uh,
Josh, maybe you understand
No,
something.
no, hold on, Daniel. Let's have Moses to conclude, and you're coming.
Yeah, basically, there's now a renewal. Once you sign a
Mhm.
member of an understanding, you come. It's almost like in two phase. The government also are not playing their part. So also, if the
Mhm.
student also is not meeting up to it, there's no party holding anyone accountable because government also not playing her part. The student also, when the student are falling short, also government also not hold you accountable. So it's just like the both parties not playing their part. So there's no need of renewal or what have you. So the process
So
just
you
keep
just
going.
stay there as
Yeah,
long
it
as you
just
can stay
yes,
there.
it just keep going until the student having to complete whatever time asked of him for
And
TK
that and that's the
written.
problem. That's the fundamental problem of this thing because there are other children, other guys, who are waiting in line, want this opportunity, but because the Moroccan government already have you guys there, they cannot kick you out and bring new people in. I think people are missing out. So I think when the government is listening, the new government, I think something needs to be done policy wise to make sure that there is a time frame for these things because, like for instance, if I had to go there to Morocco and I stay 20 years there and I still on the same thing government after government sending me money, you know what I mean? And maybe I get my children and my house and everything and they will still be paying because it's big, there's no refined, TOR for that. So I think the government needs to look at that. And I just want to know how much is the stipend that is being given to you guys from the government of Morocco? Because they put out the scholarship, so there should be some stipend for you guys. How much is it? Is it able to sustain you guys or something?
As I said, the government of the government here, the Moroccan authority gave $75 per month, and normally they
Hmm.
pay 2 months like that. So, for example, they
Okay.
give you 75 times two in January. That will go for
Hmm.
January and February like that. Basically,
Okay.
basically, it really don't take you that much because
Hmm.
that 75 times two for some students that's just the rent, just for that month of January. So
Okay.
food
So,
transportation is
okay.
not there yet. So even
Okay.
February is a problem also in
So
that
you're not
meantime.
you're not host you're not host in a dormitory. You live in a community.
No,
Is that correct?
no. Yes,
You
you are in a
you live in a
community.
community.
Exactly. You have to
Oh,
rent. You
okay.
have to pay your bills. You have to transport yourself to school and just normal condition back home. That's all.
Okay, look, man, I understand the ambiguity around the policies around this thing, but it's a pity that you guys are languishing over there. It's sad, and I think the government needs to listen to this thing and put things in place and make sure that you get the support you need because you are studying for Liberia. That's what we assume. Thank you so much for coming, and hope people can hear you out and make sure that something is done to remedy your situation. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mickey, you want to go ahead?
Um, I think it's morning over there, right? I want to say good morning to both of you fellows. Um, First of all, I want to point out the disjointment in some of the statements of both of you. Um, Daniel said certain powerful hands restrain him from speaking out, and Moses saying no, they were not instructed. It's just individual basis based on past experience. So I think that is something that is not adding up. But I digress. For me, the folks here always call me the disruptor, and it's not based on purpose, right? I always like to pick the psyche of people. You guys have not received your stipend since July, right? And the last time I checked, July, the government in power July was CDC government. And something triggered me just now. You guys said you were punished for exercising your fundamental right of protest. For that reason, you were punished. Your stamping was downsized, right? Or harmonized, whichever verbiage you want to use. But this is rhetorical. It goes to Daniel. You were punished for exercising your fundamental rights by a government, CDC government, who you came back in October and said they were the right people to continue the leadership of the country. I don't want to speak to Moses because I don't know. It begs the question, and the Congo side of me is coming up right now, which is the Congo people can say, you praying for job, but you begging God not to have the job. How can you want a government who is punishing you for exercising your fundamental rights to continue doing that to you? That's my question to you, Daniel.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. And it's simple. Before then, let me clarify the doubt of my brother George. George, you know, this is not random.
Josh
No,
was not
we
the
have,
one who asked you the question. That was Mickey.
no, I know that I wanted to have responded to him, but I never wanted to talk. Just in 1 minute, you know how language barrier here. We learn in English, but if you come here, you have French. And so you have specifically 1 year for French here. Whether or not you validate is a plus for you. You have 1 French year here. So it's not like, even if you spend 4 5 years, it's not at random. And like we said, other students are still coming. So it's not like random. Other students are still coming. We are not hindering.
When you
You
say
know,
it's
other
not random, what are you talking about? I really want to get that aspect.
no, Josh once said, is it
I
random?
think he meant
Uh-huh.
hindrance. They're
Yeah.
not
I'm
causing any
saying we
hindrance
are not
to the
hindering.
flow of students
I'm saying we
coming.
are not hindering to other students coming because we have said other students have been coming and students just arrived. So we are not hindrance to students
Okay.
coming. That's what I said.
Okay, yeah.
And to your question, brother, by the time the protests were here, I wasn't in this country. That's the first thing. I came, the protests were already here when I came in this country. That's one thing. You see, I want you to know that. But when I came, I already met the situation on ground.
So the cut in the stamping from 400 to 200 was already effectuated at the time, as as the time you entered the country, and now
Yes.
it's affecting you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I came
thank
here,
you.
as well.
So, but Mickey's question was, and
Mhm.
I thought that it's a bit political, but his question was,
Yeah, it's free to be
why
politicized.
were you from July up to that's about 6 months or so you haven't received, but why were you still campaigning for the government that was in power that brought all these things upon you? Why did you still want the government to continue?
Okay, like I said,
Specifically for
Mickey,
you, Daniel. Yeah.
I'm now in this sense, my regalia of politics has been placed in the process. And now I'm a
Thank
student.
you.
So by the time I was a politician, but now I'm a student. And so I'm not a
Thank you.
politician on this platform.
So you're a former politician.
Thank you.
Nelson,
Don't answer any
please.
political questions, son.
My man, you can tell me what to not
Please,
answer George.
before we go any further, right? The
Come
man,
on.
Daniel has not. George, stop interfering, man, bro.
Yeah, let's give Mickey his time.
Yeah, I didn't speak when you were on the floor.
Yeah.
Nelson, Daniel did not answer the question. He
No,
begs
but
the question. I'm coming. I'm
Daniel
coming,
said
bro.
his political regalia and everything was.
But I don't. No, it doesn't matter. What matters is the logic behind his position at the time, and his defense here is the punishment due to the protest happened before he moved over to Morocco.
Yeah.
But my question is not specific to him alone. Right now, he and Moses are on the platform together advocating for the general body. So that particular decision that was taken to disenfranchise or punish the body of students for exercising their fundamental rights, he's being effective from it today and throughout the election time. So seeing that, Why did you think at the time it was prudent to support the government who punished your fellow students that you later came and suffered from the same effect of that punishment to continue doing the same thing they've been doing for the last 6 years? That's the question. And he has not answered it.
Okay, Daniel, can you quickly respond to that question so we take Alfred?
Yes, I will let, if Kule can send me the link, I will join tomorrow and I will have to defend that. But for now, like I said, my political regalia has been placed in the process and now I'm a student. And so I cannot respond to such a question. Tomorrow, if you ask me such a question on the political platform, I will respond to it.
But on which capacity you will be responding tomorrow, because the question will still relate to you being a student. So how will you reconcile that?
But then my political regalia must have been removed from that process. And
but the question is still relevant to you being a student.
And this question, and this, can I just add up? This is about honesty more than rhetorics. So if your advocacy is rhetorical, then I don't think you understand, Daniel. Then I don't think you should be representing the students.
That's it. Probably.
How do you mean, Raymond?
Your answer did not sound like an advocate. It sounded like somebody who's not honest. And if you're speaking for 100+ students, Daniel, hold on. You speak, Daniel, let me speak to your conscience, Daniel. I'm not speaking.
No, but Daniel, you have to listen now.
Daniel, I'm speaking to your conscience. You are speaking for.
I thought Raymond already spoke, my man. Raymond already spoke. So let's move to the next person.
Raymond wants to make a quick point. You're not.
Josh,
okay, I'll go ahead.
Let's make this show professional. So Daniel, my point is.
Daniel, listen now.
You're not speaking for yourself. You're speaking for 100+ students. So honesty should be the hallmark for advocacy. When rhetorics be the hallmark for advocacy, that's political. Then I don't think I will give you ears, Daniel, when you speak like that. Then you will disenfranchise the other people who needs their right to be heard, but you came with the wrong marks because you've been dishonest. I'm going to caution you while you speak on the show. You're not speaking for yourself. You're speaking for other students.
Thank you.
Okay, Raymond, but the question being asked is not in the interest of the student. He asked me as an individual. He said, why then I, Daniel, appeared on a show or, to defend the government? He didn't say, why did the student come to defend the government? He said, Daniel. And so I'm saying, for now, I'm not speaking in your political tone. I'm speaking as a student.
Thank you.
And
Moses, before I leave, my heart's off to you, bro. I like your expose, man. You're great, Moses. I enjoy you. You're so calm and collected, bro.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Let me. So why compliment for Moses alone and not for Daniel? You are here. You are just here hating on Daniel, asking the man.
I'm not complimenting Daniel because Daniel did not.
Everything is politics on his platform. Everything is politics.
And the position beyond the decision behind Daniel's position at the time is not jiving with me. It doesn't for me.
Man, not advocate for president. We are in.
Alfred, let's take
Alfred. Answer the question because the question is for I think when Daniel came on, Daniel said that Moses is actually their student president and he representing the student. So let me refer the question to Moses.
No, I can't because Moses was not yet campaigning for CDC.
Yes.
No, I can't refer it to Moses.
Oh my God, Mickey.
Okay, so that means you can agree that Daniel is right that he is not here as a politician or CDC.
Exactly.
No, I don't agree because you cannot divorce his position to campaign for CDC from his position advocating for the campaign that was harmonized. You cannot divorce them. They are intertwined.
Alfred,
I think I would disagree with you on that because Daniel did make he make it clear when he got on the show. He said, "I am not here. I'm here because of the student, and I'm here to."
There's something called honesty in advocacy. You can't be.
I know Daniel is not being honest. Don't get me wrong.
I'm speaking to what you just said. It's being wishy-washy.
So
Nelson,
guys,
control the
Somebody
show,
that
please.
punishing
Control
you
the
that you
show.
advocating
to make
against,
progress.
then you
We
stay
have to
for
make
them. That's
progress.
been wishy-washy. That's speaking from both
So,
sides
so,
of
so,
your
guys,
mouth.
okay, thank you. We have to make progress. Our brother Afra here have been very quiet. He's been listening. He's been watching the show. He's been more like a spectator. Let's give him the time to ask his 2 questions. Alfred, please go ahead. Amy, welcome to the show. Marshall Territory.
Moses, let me salute you on the revolutionary journey. Let me also salute you, Daniel, for the struggle. You know, education is a barrack that transforms any society. So, politically speaking, I want to ask the 2 of you: do you guys believe that education is a constitutional right and it is a human right?
So that first question there, right?
That is my first question to them.
It's of course a fundamental human right. Clear, and there's no.
All right. So my next question to you guys is: you guys have been in Morocco. Some of you have been there 3 years. Some of you have been there 4 years. The memorandum of understanding that you guys signed. What is your responsibility to the government if you shall have earned your degree and you come back to the country? What is your responsibility? What was signed in there that you have your portion of that memorandum of understanding that the government of Liberia is expecting you to perform?
Okay, let me begin before Moses came in. Basically, like I said, we signed 2 different memorandum of understanding. Moses' memorandum of understanding is different from mine. Why? Like I said previously, before I came into the country, the protests were already here. And so in the memorandum of understanding, I was advised one, not to protest. The question
No,
is,
Daniel, the question I'm asking you, let me just say this. 2011, hold on, 2011, I signed a memorandum of understanding at the University of Liberia through the Ministry of Education to be a teacher. And I went to the William V. Stockman Teachers College. I was there for 3 years before coming to the States. So my responsibility or the agreement I signed with the government was after I graduate, I'm supposed to serve the government of Liberia for 2 years. So that's the question I'm asking. What is your responsibility in that memorandum of understanding that you're supposed to perform after you shall have received your degree and come back to Liberia?
That's exactly.
Is there anything stipulated in that memorandum of understanding?
That's where I was driving at. So for my understanding, I came on the TVET program. That is the you should know the technical educational program. So my
What's going on?
Moses,
Daniel?
can you go ahead? Daniel's frozen.
Daniel
Yeah,
is
yeah. So as Dana was saying, the memorandum of understanding is just easy. You come, you get your degree, government sponsor you, you get back home, you serve government for whatever time government wants you to serve them for. That's it. And then you be done. If you still want to, you continue. If not, that's it.
No, there's a
That's just the,
stipulation. Moses,
that's
there's a
the
stipulation supposed to be there. If you're supposed to serve the government for 2 years or 3 years or 4 years, what is the specific stipulation in that memorandum of understanding that you're supposed to, you are obliged to serve the people through the government of Liberia? What is the stipulation?
Well, at the moment, I can't record the exact year, but what I know is that when you get a degree and get home, you should serve government. Government expects you to work for
Moses,
them.
did you sign this memorandum of understanding without knowing how many years you're supposed to serve government for? Is that the case?
What the memorandum of understanding, I can actually record yes now to say whether it's 2 years, 3 years. I might say 2 or 3 and be wrong, but I know that is when you get a degree, you reach home at the Ministry of Education, you submit that, then you're supposed to serve government.
Okay. Thank you, sir. So Amy will be the last. Amy will be the last. George, I see your hand up. You want to make a quick point?
Yeah, quickly. Guys, I don't know whether this is an advice or is an injection or whatever it is, but I just want to say that if we continue to label people because of who they supported in an election, I don't think we want to move forward. I think when people are in distress, we should try to help them out than to ask them for their political party or their allegiance to which party in Liberia. This is the same thing during the Civil War that people were killed mercilessly because of their tribe and everything. I think what we need to do is to focus on the issue that is at hand instead of going to who political party is supported and why. You didn't say what Isn't that? That's just my injection.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, Mickey, quickly.
And I would send this one or two as an injection too. Listen, nobody is in any position here to come be sanctimonious to us about anything. Nobody have the moral proclivity to do that. Not especially George. George was very look. All of the things that happened during the CDC government to people in Liberia, people dying. This man came on national platform here and defended
Okay,
everything.
okay. So, Mickey, I want us to focus on the guest for now. Let's get done with this
Yeah,
interview.
I'm done with that. It's just a
We'll move
response.
into our other discussions. I
Mhm.
mean, you have any question for our guest on here tonight? Wow.
I'm in mistakenly touch against the off button. Private. Yeah.
Imagine that. I mean, went off. But this is serious. So
Yeah,
before we go
Nancy,
to
can you
the line,
permit me to
how
just add a
serious?
follow up?
Yeah,
Can I
I'm
do a
coming.
follow up?
Yeah, I'm coming, Alfred. You're coming with that quick follow up. How serious is this situation right now, Moses? I see you here. Then Ibrahim Kamara, is he also a part of you guys?
Yes, Ibrahim Kamara is a student here. I think Daniel is trying to use his phone to come on. I think
Okay.
Daniel's phone went off also.
Yeah. So how serious is this situation that you guys, I mean the students in Morocco are going through right now? How serious is it? Is it?
Well, particularly the situation is as serious as like some of our women died. You have maybe 4 or 5 kids, and then you don't have food to provide for them. It's a serious thing in the house. So that's how serious the situation is. It's like you have an international students, outside away from their parents, and mostly when some of us left Liberia, we're very young. Like the program says you should be around 16, 17. So normally you take these young kids from their parents, you bring them and they stay in this country and tend to men and women. And then you have them here paying their rent, their bills and what have you, and their allowances are not coming on time. It's a serious issue.
The I have come across comments that people will make. Some people talk about uh, how female students in especially countries like Morocco will have to get involved with other activities just to sustain themselves in this terrible situation. How true is that?
Well, I've not heard of that, and I must give respect to our ladies here, especially the Liberian students here, the girls.
Okay.
I must respect them for that. I don't think any of the situation here or whether the challenges or whatever, I've not seen or heard any one of our girls here who have come to study get involved in anything and contradicting to what the values are for Liberia. So I must respect our students and the girls here. They are doing extremely well. Regardless of the challenges and what have you, all fit in. We try to help each other one way or the another, just like that. So I must give respect to the girls. So whatever situation like that arises, I don't think it's from the students here in Morocco.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. So Emmy, you want to come in with your two questions?
Yeah, I was trying to, and then you blew me off.
Okay, go ahead.
Hey guys, sorry. I don't want. I just came on. I really don't know what is going on. I
So when you
wasn't
come to
listening,
just
so
late,
I can.
you
Yeah,
can raise
so
those.
I
So
can raise any song right now. I'll just
so
be listening to later.
so
Jerry
then
clapping out.
this final one, we need to take few calls from the folks. What way do you think folks should come in now? What specifically is the assistance that you guys need right now?
Right now, I think what we need is that the government, the new government, should try and revisit the memorandum of understanding. Should try and look into the scholarship process here. Basically, it's not an issue mainly of allowances or things for students. It's also the process in which student comes here at times. And like Daniel was saying before he left the court, the studies here are not in English, and basically we learn all through from high school in English. So you are coming in a complete different system. It's a French system. So all of the things you are doing, you're doing biology, you're doing geology, you're doing economics, you study in French. So it's a different process. So it's not just about the allowance issue, it's about the orientation back home from the beginning of the process, the arrival, the integration process, and what have you. And these are some of the issues also why make students overstay the full in the 3 years, the 4 years programs, and so on. So basically, it's not just the issue of the allowance; it's that government need to try and visit the process, the scholarship
Okay.
process in Morocco, and see
Thank
how
you.
best they can improve it. That's all.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Daniel. Sorry, not Daniel, but Moses. Um, I want us to take just 5 calls for our guys here tonight. Just 5 calls, please. 0555 is the number to call. 0555 and we have the WhatsApp number right on the screen there. Let's take our first call. 0555 Let's take the first person. Hello, you live. Your name and where you calling from?
I'm quickly calling from Via Farm.
Okay, go ahead quickly. Let's hear you.
Just a good morning, and also to our students in Morocco. I was just letting encourage and keep telling what I just want to know. I don't know if we have embassy in Morocco. So I think the channel is to which the ambassador for the thing to be able to push out for the government and the people are asking to us.
Okay.
And understand the for teachers.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thanks a lot. Hello, you live?
Good morning.
Yes, sir. Your name and where you calling from?
I'm Hamza Tariq from Kubunusha Brobe.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I think the students trying to advocate for their colleagues are being dishonest. As one of the panelists said, when you come to advocate, you have to come with some level of honesty. Okay, and if you are advocating for a group of people for certain things, you must ensure that you speak out to the real issue that are actually affecting the students. Although God, they will say certain things, can't say certain things. How you think authority will take the seriously of what they are saying?
So
You need to be
what is
serious.
it that they're not saying? What you want them to say? Go straight to the point.
Okay, let me go to the point. There is somebody in there representing the students who was in a matter of ensuring the continuity of President Weah government. And the simple question was asked, how will you be advocating for the continuity of a government that been suppressing you, that deny you of your allowance outside of your parent for 7 years,
Thank you.
months?
Thank you, sir.
And you say that, no, they have to be serious.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So let's take this call. Hello, you live. Your name and where you call from?
Yes, Nelson, how you doing?
Yes, we're okay.
Yeah, thank you so much. Hello to all my girls on the panel tonight. You guys look great. You guys are beautiful. I want to tell you guys that we appreciate you guys. What is on my mind is about Sarah Yanti.
Yeah, we get there yet. We didn't get to that
Okay,
other
what are we
discussion.
now? What are we?
We're talking about the students from Morocco, the Liberian students, their issues. What we are looking at now. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yes. I think the students need to come back. Some of them, when they hear about scholarship, they don't read the detail and the blueprints. They just sign up because they know what they're signing up for. That's the problem I have with our Liberian people. They do not read the blueprints. So at the end of the day,
but they had a memorandum of understanding. They signed up to that. They read it. You just joined the conversation.
No, I joined the conversation. I'll tell you what reality is.
Okay.
So when they come back, they need to serve the government. I think it's either a 2 years or a 5-year contract they should sign.
Thank you.
So I think that if they come back, they should be able to serve the government, and the government should look at them and put it into very ministries that they are specialized in.
Thank you.
So that's my take to that.
Thank you very much. We're gonna come back. Yeah, thanks a whole lot. Let's take Mr. King on the line. He's trying to make an input. Mr. King, it's good to have you. You're live on the show.
Hello, Mr. Hill. Mickey Hill, you're more. Anyway, one of the things that I feel we all should look at is, you can still hear me?
Yes, sir. You're live on the show.
One of the things is that, and I agree with the other caller, you've been there since you were a child. Now you're a man. government definitely should take a look at the whole process because it's time for you all to come back and render service to your country. That's all I want to say right now.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for your contribution. Let's take this person. We'll take 2 more calls and then we'll go back to wrap up. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
My name is David Yeke. I'm calling from China. I am international student from Liberia to China here.
Go ahead.
Okay. I just want to say how pity I am right now for my brothers and my sisters in Morocco. I know how it takes to be out of the country and then facing those challenges in which your support is not coming on time. Even here, sometimes when we don't receive stipend in a month or two, it becomes very difficult because we are not like back home where maybe sometimes you don't have anything maybe to go to school. You have to call uncles or aunties or friends to help you out. So I think it is necessary that the government look into this matter. It is a serious matter. Our brothers should not be in the diaspora and then facing those kind of challenges. These things are things that distract you from even focusing on your lesson to study.
Thank you.
And then he make mention that sometimes they are being taught in French. So with this kind of thinking how to eat, thinking how to go to school, thinking how to feed yourself, pay your house bill, all of these things, and then you kind of open books to study, definitely you're not going to take anything.
Thank you, sir.
So the government should pay attention to that.
Thank you. We take this one. Hello. You're live. Your name and where you call from?
Good morning, Nelson.
Yeah, good morning. Let's hear you.
I'm Jefferson Lake, calling from Cyprus.
Okay, Lake, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to ask, my comrades few questions like how many semesters they run per year? Are they running trimester or semester?
Okay, thank you.
The second one has Nelson, what you watching me that for now?
Yeah, because we have
man, myself a student too. Myself yesterday in Cyprus.
Yeah, but you enjoying the minute una
it's not like enjoying Nelson. It's even hurting me that those guys saying what they're saying things Morocco government paying them, it hurting me. Because they don't even understand some of the difficulties we study in Cyprus are going through. So,
so in
if
conclusion,
Moroccan government supporting you, that should be a plus for you. You being there since 2019 up to now, you haven't graduated, and you're saying you.
But listen, like the man says, the Moroccan government gave them $75. They gave them that money per month, but the money can only pay.
Nelson, do you know
listen, half a rent.
Permit? Just for permit, we're paying about $250 US currently for permit, just permit. Not even school fee, just permit, resident permit. What are you talking?
So what are you saying in conclusion?
Bro,
what's
you
your
guys
point?
should do more than that, man.
Okay, thank you. Like you came on the show with serious anger, and anyway, but let's squeeze in the final one here, please. Then we go. Hello, you're live. Quickly, let's hear you.
How are you, my brother Nelson? There is something about George that is very authentic, and I love the fact that it was very clear by one of the panelists, even though he asked a question, but Daniel made something clear, and I want everybody to understand. It's a different thing when you're in America and you're already from Liberia, you can speak your colloquial, and then you come here, you start speaking English. Going to France, I went to Norway and back. You get to Norway, you speak the Norwegian language. You go to Morocco, you have to know French. And my brother, the 100 you've been schooling in Liberia, in your French classes, is different from when you're applying the French in Morocco. So let's give them the benefit of the doubt.
Okay.
Even though they made some mistakes, that they were there, Daniel went through some mistakes, but at least by this time, let us fix them with some help that they will be able to complete the semester and then get back to Liberia to help the country. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks for your contribution. And then this final person here been trying to come on. Let me just squeeze you in real quick. Hello, quickly, you're live. Oh, yeah. Hello. Please go ahead quickly.
Yeah, so I'm just calling because just to offer some support for these guys. We're all like watching the show and stuff, but I think we're not in their position, so we need to at least understand where they are. Like, they're somebody else's kids as well. So I think whatever the government can do, or whatever the new government can put into place to be able to assist them, whether it's to get them back home or to be able to support them through the school to finish that up. I think that's something we should all be able to promote instead of drawing other conclusions about them. So good luck, guys, and I wish you guys the best.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. So we have to hold everything there and try to wrap up from here now. Wow. Um, Hello, quickly. You are the final person.
Yeah, thank you. This is Secretary from Norway.
Okay, go
Yeah,
ahead.
I just want to give in my input. I heard the boys say a lot on the scholarship, what they got for the government. I live in Norway, so I know the barrier of learning another language.
Okay.
I've been since 2004. I have to go to Norwegian school to learn the language, and I'm doing nursing. I have to do nursing, so it's very difficult. So we Liberians have to put hands around them to see how best the government can help them to get out or to extend the study or whatsoever they need that they can help them. So I'm also in another country. I live in Norway, so it's not easy to learn another language. You have to fit in a society. You have to learn everything from scratch. From scratch before you can get there. So all we know about English, Norway, they don't speak English, they speak Norwegian. And you have to learn the Norwegian. You have to integrate into the society before you can get a job. So I just pray and hoping that the government can help them in that part. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot for your input. Well, we'll have to hold it at that and come to the guys to wrap up. Anything you want to say in closing? But I think we've been joined by Abraham. Abraham, did you come to replace Daniel? But you're one of the students in Morocco as well, right?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So we are closing up on you guys now. So maybe you can just come in, make your input, closing all of that. We can give you 2 minutes for that, sir.
Okay, thank you. Before I start, I would like to say that all of the statement that I'll be making here today is not in any way associated with any form of political party or anything political because I'm not a political person. My name is Ibrahim Kamara. I'm a third-year student studying electrical mechanical engineering. And like what my comrades were saying, I would like to say that it's not actually an easy challenge that we are facing here. We are actually facing a severe language barrier challenge. It's not easy at all. Like as for me, we were meant to do the French in Liberia. Imagine studying French in Liberia for 6 months and coming here to learn an entire undergraduate program in the French language. And the Moroccan government is not taking into consideration that you are Anglophone or Francophone. They treat you all equally. So the Moroccan or stipends that the guys are talking about, like the Moroccan money that they are talking about is $75. It may sound a lot to a lot of Liberians, but it's actually a very little amount. Because like for my apartment, I'm paying $90 just for my room. I'm not taking into consideration my electricity bills, my water bills, or my Wi-Fi, just for the room. So if you get that $75 and you are paying $90 just for your room, how will you feed yourself? How will you transport yourself to go to school? How will you get money to buy or photocopies from your university to study? And how will you take care of yourself as a person? And the government from back home is trying, but I can see that the government is not doing 100% well because like this February will be making us 8 months without allowances or our allowance. We have been 14 just without the Moroccan government has been giving. And it's actually a tedious situation. And
Do,
as I'm
do, do
speaking
you
now,
guys do you guys get to have the time to do some part-time job just to pop you up? You know.
no, there's no part-time job for students. So
Some students even go at the extent of even dropping out some semester just to get money to pay their rents.
Wow.
Yeah.
So in conclusion, just in closing, Abraham,
Mm-hmm.
what do you want to say out there to folks watching or listening just before we let you go? And
I'm not saying anything to the folks that's watching, but I would like to say to the new government to take into consideration the well-being of international students to set a new path for us. We are not beggars; it's our right. We came here under a bilateral agreement. I think the government should start to look into our direction because students are the future leader of tomorrow.
thank you.
That's what I want to say. I'm not asking any folks or anything.
Thank you, sir. Um, Moses, you want to do your closing?
Yeah, I just wanted to respond to a few of the questions that came from the course. I don't know if
Mhm.
I can before I close.
Yeah, yeah. To do that, please.
Okay, so I just wanted to address the first one from the brother from Cyprus. You see, there's one thing in reading about country, and there's one thing in living there. And many a times you see people talk to family members in the States. They expect you to send money every time to them. They don't understand the challenges and whatever you go through before you get the money to send. But because you're there, they expect it. It's just the same concept. And even though some of our back home, we still understood it like that. Until you arrive in a country where you understand that it's not a simple thing to earn money, especially when you're not working. So the guy in Sabra, I think you should ask around the student community. There are a lot of students who came here, even though they were receiving American stipend, but they left and went Cyprus to school. So he can understand, he can ask them for what they've been through here before leaving to go to Cyprus. We have students in the country when the program opened in Cyprus, they left and went for the program in Cyprus. He has to understand that in Cyprus he's learning English, he's not learning French. I think few of the callers who live outside the country and have to go through this language barrier thing, and, explain the situation of it, how it goes like. Even if you're now a student, you're in a sit in a country wherein you have to get yourself out through a language. Even in the market, whatever, you just go in the market, you want to get a soap or rice, and you can't communicate yourself to the person selling that. It's a serious problem. You get disappointed staying in the market. Imagine someone who's sitting in class for 3 hours, 4 hours, and listen to a lecturer lecturing, teaching serious chemistry or physics in French, and you're not understanding. But you have to sit in the class for the 2 or the 3 hours as a young person, knowing yourself, knowing you've been in school back home. It's a serious issue. And we have a lot of students who came in this country and got and have mental issue. Some of the students came here, they have problem. Their parents had to send for them. Government had to get their tickets to take them back. The folks who remain in this country, they are strong to keep here and go through the struggles and what have you. People don't understand that. So it's easier for people to think, it's easier for people to read through the system and say, this man is overstaying, this man is getting this from the government, this man is not appreciating what I feel. That's not the issue, you know. And just one of the caller were asking if we can channel through the embassy. I must commend the embassy here as well. Because if the embassy was not here, I think many of us were going to have serious issues. I don't know how we're going to carry ourselves. Because the embassy also has been working. They have also been pushing this thing for us, at least to be able to get our allowances and what have you. It's through the embassy being able to communicate this issue perfectly to the Ministry of Education. We've been receiving what we've been receiving, and so far. But the embassy is just a diplomatic relation here. So basically, they don't make policies for government. They don't change what government do. They just try to help and reach our voices there as well. So they've been doing very well. We have embassy here. We have the student liaison officer here. Someone who's here from the Ministry of Education, Mr. Momo Sherry. He's doing very well for us. He's one of the key figure here. Whenever we have issues or what have you, we call upon him. He's always there and willing to solve the issue. In conclusion, what I would say is that we all understand right now we have a transition process right now. We don't expect that the new administration under Ambassador Boakai will just swiftly come and enter and start splashing money or sending money for students, or just come and clear whatever the previous administration or what have you. That's not the issue because we know government had to visit policies. Government got to do audit. There are a lot of things government also, the new government also facing confirmation going on, a lot of things going on. So we don't expect that the government come and government just start and settling students, start putting smile on our faces. That's not the reason why we come to the platform. We come to the platform to be able to let the government know that there was a system that was set up in place under the administration of Madam Salih, that the previous administration came and harmonized. The previous administration came and put a lot of issues around, and it's been affecting us. That's why we are here on stage. So we're just asking the government and through the Ministry of Education, the new minister that's coming, to be able to look into these policies, to be able to look into the system and see how best they can come up with ideas and issues to be able to improve it, so that not us but previous the students in Liberia to come, the young ones who still in the high schools in Liberia, that will be able to come in the corner, so that this when they come, they don't face the same issues that we are facing here. Basically, we might not benefit from it, but at least the people in Liberia, the ones who just came last month, the ones who came in December, so that they can be able to benefit from that, from
So,
it. So
are you
basically,
saying
that's
there
what
was
we're
a
just asking the
batch? There
government
was
to
a
do.
batch that went in
Yeah,
last
yeah,
month.
yeah,
There
yeah,
was
yeah.
another batch that went in December.
Exactly. There was a batch that came in December, there's a
So
batch
from
came in
December
January
up to
as
now,
well.
two batches of students, two groups
Two
have
groups,
gone.
yeah, two groups came here in
This
December
campaign
and
is not
In
regular.
January. Yes, yes, of course, of course. So we have those folks here
Well,
now. So basically, that's just it. That's just it. We are not basically coming to demand from government. We're not
thank
basically coming to ask the new administration to come in and work on miracles for us, because the past administration didn't do that for us as well. The money now that government owes is not the administration of Ambassador Boakai. It's the previous administration, even though government is continuity. So we don't come here and demand and ask that government should come and clear all of that. We're just
thank
asking government, letting government to be in the know of the situation here. So at least that when they are making policies, they are reviewing things, they can be able to review
you,
the system on this side.
thank you, sir. Moses to Jabo, thanks for joining us tonight. We appreciate you for being here. Abraham Kamara, thanks for being here as well. We wish you guys all the best. And we can only hope that the new administration, as you said, will look into your issues and try to provide some sort of a solution, to some way forward to what you're going through. But again, thanks a lot. We appreciate you for being here tonight.
Okay, thank you. It's a pleasure also.
So
Oh, now I understand what's going on.
You can even
So
feed your horse, then you're going out to go look for other people to bring in. That's what the government did.
I wish what's the name
That's
Daniel
dope.
was here. Now that I understand the issue, to ask him a question. Because I
Go answer my
remember
own
him.
question that I asked you in WhatsApp. Go answer it first.
but this is serious. I heard from the gentleman that they've not received allowances or stipends for 6 months, or let's make it 7 months. And then you have another batch that went in December, and in January another batch of students went. And then the question is, how are these people padding up the numbers when there is an issue with meeting up with the demand? That's okay.
You're
That's
paying
something
wax fee.
that's something that. But on a serious note, we woke up to a new listing today. A new group of people were appointed, pending Senate confirmation. I just want to run over those issues, and then you guys can weigh in your thoughts, just around, and then we try to wrap up. A new list was released today, and if we have to go through this one, several individuals were nominated to serve in different capacities under the JMB administration. 13 persons were being nominated today. Of that number, one person nomination was withdrawn, and that was the nomination of Eric. Okay, I don't want to go there yet. So let me just read out what we have here, the listing, the number of people who were nominated. Um, Office of the President of the Republic of Liberia, blah blah blah. Okay, so the nominees include Mr. Francis Akila Numale, Minister of Internal Affairs, replacing Vani Sirleaf. You have Mr. Richard F. Gafwan, Director General, Liberia Institute of Statistics and Geoinformation Services, LIGIS, replacing Lawrence Josh. You have Mr. John uh, Choku Siafa, City Mayor, City of Monrovia, replacing Mayor Jefferson Tamba Koji. You have Mr. Eric Gabriel Jean, Deputy Minister for Technical Services, Ministry of Public Works. You have Mr. Samuka Dono, Deputy Minister for Administration, Ministry of Public Works. Ms. Josilia J. Tapla, Deputy Minister for Rural Development and Community Service, Ministry of Public Works. That's Raymond's best friend. I understand Raymond has been lobbying a lot for that. Number 8 on the list is Frederick S. Cooper, Deputy Minister for Administration, Ministry of Public Works. Ms. Garmin Tukpa is here as well at number 9, Deputy Minister for Children and Social Protection, Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection. Mr. Curtis V. Dolly, Deputy Minister for Research, Policy and Planning, Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection. You have Ms. Tibet Myers Glay, Assistant Minister for Administration, Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection. Ms. Josephine Greaves, Assistant Minister for Children and Social Protection. And at 13, Madam Ophelia Kennedy, Assistant Minister for Gender, Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection. So basically, you can see here that the appointments so far affects two ministries mainly: the Ministry of Gender and that of Public Works. The Ministry of Public Works and that of the Ministry of Gender. So there was one of the nominations that was withdrawn following the release of the listing. A communication was released, signed by the presidential press secretary. All right, Kula Fofana. And this communication came out just in no time. It says, President Joseph Yuma Baraka Sr. has withdrawn the nomination of Mr. Eric Gabriel Jean Giddens, Deputy Minister for Technical Services, Ministry of Public Works, and so. His appointment is subject to. Okay, so he was withdrawn, and his nomination was withdrawn. Let me put it that way.
But okay. Nelson, people,
nominated. Yeah, go ahead.
Folks in the comment section are saying the list was actually 25 names. So
yeah, so this is one. There's one that's 13, and the other one is 12, and I think that's where they're coming from with the 25 names. But all did not come in bulk, and so to get the full listing, then you go to the e-mention. That's where everything is spread out, the full listing. But the listing came. Colonel Kura Tupa, the daughter of Councillor Kura, who was nominated as a justice minister, she's also being nominated. Her name is part of the other listing. So this is where we are. Yesterday we were talking about the pace at which the nomination and everything have been going. Some people express dissatisfaction. Some say that let me bring Magnus on. Magnus has been backstage for a long time. Magnus, thanks for joining us. A lot of people say that there's an issue with the way the nomination has been going. It's been at a snail pace, and of course if we needed to accelerate things, especially the 100 days deliverables, then there was a need for these nominations to go on so fast in a way that we will get to see the 100 days deliverable becoming a reality. And in no time, today, we woke up to 25 names up, boom. And some of the first people who were nominated, you talk about the finance minister, they've been confirmed. The LRA boss is being confirmed as well, and so on. But one big one is the foreign affairs minister designate, Madam Sarah Beslo Yanti. Her confirmation should have gone on today, but it was being abruptly paused, put on hold, suspended, or postponed for Monday. And the issue presented as the reason for that postponement by the chair on executive, Senator Darius DeLong, is based on security reasons. So for some security reasons, the nomination or the confirmation hearing of Madam Sarah Beslo Yanti was being pushed to Monday. So on Monday, the confirmation will take place. What are the security reasons? What exactly was that thing that posed some security risks or some security threat to the confirmation hearing today? That's something to talk about. Of course, you guys will weigh in your thoughts on it. But then the next thing is there has been this back and forth with the 40 million. Previous administration said they left 40 million in the GUL consolidated account. The current administration said, no, you left 20.5 million. There's been the back and forth. Finance minister now, who has been confirmed, Minister Boyman Kamara, said, you know, he displayed, you know, he was able to provide some information and justification around some information supporting what the president said when he addressed that 40 million issue. But today, the CBL governor was made to appear. He was asked on numerous occasions. He was quizzed about this whole 40 million thing, and he equally provided some information around it, talking about the debt Liberia owe versus what was in the account and all those different issues. A lot of you here followed that particular thing. Have we settled? Now, the question is, based on the information provided by all these people, is the dust now settled on this 40 million thing? Can we say that we now have a clear answer to this whole 40 million hula baloo, the back and forth, the word of words, you know, the disagreement, the conflicting reports that we have coming from the former president and the current president? Let's start with you, Alfred, and then we'll make the rounds.
Thank you, Nelson. Thank you so much. You know, when I watch this spectacle that is unfolding before our eyes, you know, I wonder whether Jesus has to come from heaven or wherever he is to come and penalize some people. Corruption in our country is a pandemic. Corruption in our country, I repeat again, is a pandemic. So if you sit and watch what's going on, you can clearly see that people try to hide things. Remember now, most of these people who are working in the just previous government are members of the Senate. They knew exactly what was going on. So there are a whole lot of things that they're trying to cover. It will really take the grace of God on the life of Mr. Boakai and those that believe in his vision and agenda for Liberia transformation when he talks about think Liberia, love Liberia, and let us build Liberia together. It will take a real sense of responsibility and consciousness to be able to really dive into this issue of corruption. Mind you now, this corruption thing we're talking about is something that have crippled this country for many years. It will take real revolutionary. It will take people who will put their life on the line like people like men like Lee Kuan Yew, for example, that I always talk about on this show. You got to put your life on the line. I will just conclude by saying this. Look, when Lee Kuan Yew stood up in Singapore, guess what? His wife and children could not even walk to the market to buy anything. The children were school in the house with heavily guarded policemen because he was fighting to change the livelihood, to change the mindset of the people of Singapore. Today, you see Singapore become one of the treasure of the Asian Pacific. So it will take real fight to deal with this issue of corruption in our country. And then I'll let us stop.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Let's hear from you, Raymond.
Like my brother Alfred just said, it was a spectacle. It was a laughable one, a comedy show. And you could tell the guys from who have been in the government, especially who support the CDC.
Mm-hmm.
The very first thing he did, the report he brought, was insufficient. And when you're going to the Senate or the House of Representatives, you know the number of persons that you should share a report with. And we are talking about the central bank. They were given 3 days notice to appear, yet they went with insufficient copies. And on oath, he refused to answer a lot of questions, multiple questions. Talking about he didn't even know the rate by which the conversion was done. And you were written. That's not incompetence, because even a high school student would know what to do. That was just gross dishonesty. And come to hear about the students in Morocco having been paid for the number of months. Come to hear about ECOWAS, our dues to ECOWAS haven't been paid to the extent that we are on a section. So George Weah and his cronies, what they did was to plunder the country, create all of these difficulties, send students in December, send students in January, create all of these things and come up with a blatant lie that they left this. Look, when you have monies, you take care of your responsibilities, and you pay your bills, then you know what you have in your account. You don't default on doing all of the payments that the monies are intended for, and then you come and say you have this. And even the numbers they give, it's a lie.
Thank you.
So this government is, the past outgoing government created a lot, and we don't even know to the extent. But I believe the domestic debt and the international debt, that in order the arrears they owe, when you have paid it, government will be in a deficit. They don't have a dime.
Thank you. But then I just want to get your take on this postponement of the confirmation of Sarah Beslow Yanti.
So that's the right step in the right direction. I think Sarah Beslow Yanti from her CV seemed to be impressive, but I think she got things on her sleeve she's hiding. The posture put up today to even had the guts to go and sit her guest in the seat of the senator speaks volume. And I think Ambassador Walker needs to look into this thing. That doesn't look like someone who wants to be our foreign affairs minister.
Thank you. Alfred, we skip you. This confirmation and the postponement, the security issues raised. What's your take on that?
I agree with my brother Raymond. We always say that he who speaks equity must come with clean hands. What is the big deal? What is the big deal? And when I came in this country as a senior student from the University of Liberia with 1 semester to complete. When I got here, most of the courses that they in Liberia could not commensurate with what they were teaching here. I had to go back to school. I had to go back to start from scratch one.
But why you wait to complete? Why you wait to complete the 1 semester before going?
Hold on. I'm telling you, I'm very serious. I sent at the University of Liberia with my transcript. Everything came. If I had an opportunity, I would have displayed by now to show you. I brought my transcript with me for everything in the University of Liberia. Some of the courses that I did at the Teachers College, it could not commensurate with what the people are offering here from the Teachers College. Okay? Wow. I had to go back to school. So the issue about credential, once you did the work should speak for you. What is it that Madam Beslow is hiding? If she presented her degree and what have you, and people want to question it, it should not be like a wish hunt. We want to make sure that those that are going to represent all, they are representing all fully. Okay.
Thank you. Let's hold you there.
The transfer of the confirmation hearing, I think, is a form of intimidation, and our Senate should not be intimidated by an individual. Madam Beslo is not bigger than Liberia, and I'm speaking to the president. We do not support you here to come here and be delaying our government process. If there were more credentials are being questioned, she should be withdrawn, and we have competent Liberians over there that can take on that position and do the work.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Alfred. Let's hold you there because we're trying to wrap this this up real quick. Shirley, let's hear from you. Yeah.
First, I want to take this time to congratulate my CEO, Sekou Doucle. He is a man of integrity. He is a man who is well known to, mentor young people. And I'm so excited that he is going to do the work for the Liberian people as managing director for National Port Authority. So I'm looking forward to his confirmation date, and I know he's going to do an excellent job.
Okay.
But I mean, I don't want to repeat what everyone has said, Nelson. I think the whole confirmation hearing today, it was a joke. The fact that I don't know what the people went there to show, but it didn't look right at all for all of us as Liberian. So I hope that she can talk to her supporter and let them to know that she owed it to the Liberian people to go and just have a plain confirmation hearing. Those people can be somewhere to back her up and support her once she is confirmed versus then going and taking the senator seats.
Thank you. Yeah. Okay. So thank you, Shirley. Someone is calling you. Josh, let's hear from you.
Thank you, Nelson.
Often ringing Jenna.
No, okay. That's natural form. Go ahead.
Unlike people who will come on here and say you can pay, people debt that you owe before you can pay your children in a house, I would not say that. I would say that it was clear that after all the calculation that was done, there was 40 million plus in the consolidated account that was reported by former President Weah. And look, I always said that you can lie to get a girlfriend, but you cannot lie to keep her. I think the lies are catching up with these people because they used to do all sort of things to play on the minds of the Liberian people. Now it's time to deliver. And you cannot blame on anyone. And let me just go to the confirmation as well. I think the confirmation today was a disgrace. I think President Boakai is exhibiting signs of incompetence because if you can nominate someone and that person's credential is challenged by your own people and you don't listen and you still push a person ahead and she took talks at the place there to go and sit in people's chairs and do all sorts of things. I think it was wrong. I think it's wrong. I think, no, we cannot build a Liberia where people will exhibit such behavior uncivilized. We need to do better than that. I think for the fact that this credential thing has been challenged and is going international, I think it's a disgrace. Even if she's confirmed, she will not even be respected because your credential.
This lady, and some of our supporters, their point is the individuals raising the concerns, raising the hard questions about her credentials, they have no a legal authority to request her, her academic papers. They are not the legal authority. She should not be submitting anything to them in the first place. That's the argument. On the other hand,
Nelson, that is a feeble argument. Should I be in the authority to ask for anybody to demand that somebody is qualified to take position in government? I have that. As a Liberian citizen, you have the right to make sure or to voice out your concerns about anyone's credential when they are entering public service. I don't think we should look at people So you want that the police or the how they call it, say, the Senate have to question her? I think everyone does. We have to question everyone. Even the bushmeat seller who has already been nominated as going to NPA. These people, we need to see exactly what they have done, what these people have been up to. We got to make sure. Yeah, you cannot just put somebody who been selling bushmeat into NPA, then you say, oh, we should all clap. We will not clap. We're
What do
gonna
you
make
mean by
sure.
reseller? What do you mean by?
Nelson,
Where are
it's
you
a
coming
conversation for another day. It's a conversation for another day. Look, Liberia is for every one of us. And guess what? We will make sure that the right things are done. Regardless of if they were not done before, let it be
Okay.
done now. Because that's why you are there. Because that's why you are the most qualified person in Liberia to lead Liberia. So if you are there, you gotta make things right. There's no more looking back. We are looking forward and want to make sure that President Boakai and his crew do the people job and do it according to how it should be done. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. Let's hear from you, Mickey.
Nelson Le Wahala. First of all, the men that were on the show, Jenna and the other caller, when you go in the comment section there, the men, that's more than they go in, like Jeff and Moses, the men, and they dealing with each other there. But I digress. Listen, man, it's amazingly appalling to listen to folks who have got no moral ground to speak on certain issues, speak with some level of authority. You talk about checking credentials and doing extensive research and checks on appointees.
Yeah.
Listen, in law, there is something called fruit of the poisonous tree. That means when certain evidence have been certain evidence came about the wrong way. Like, for instance, you grab a suspect and you torture that suspect, and that suspect gave you certain information. That cannot be admissible in court because the nature for which that testimony or that evidence, came about. So fruit of the personal tree goes to people who sit here today and try to discuss issue of moral relevance. We had the legs of the former foreign affairs minister, D. Maxwell Kimaya, who had criminal charges on him in America here. Everybody even people within the CDC complain about that appointment. The moral who was sitting there at the top pay deaf ears to them. We did not hear people come on this show to talk about it.
So let's assume it was wrong yesterday. Does it become right today?
No, it doesn't become right. But there comes the issue of fruit of the personal tree. Different people should be speaking about it, not the people who defend
the message and the messenger. Message or the messenger.
You don't throw the baby off with the bath water, or you throw the baby out with the bath water. In this situation, we throw the baby out with the bath water because the baby doesn't have any moral ground to discuss.
So Mickey, where do you stand on this issue?
Where I stand on the issue, right? I think it was from the onset of the show. It was what's on my mind, right?
Yeah, your opinion. Yeah,
exactly. Listen, all of us here, we strive. We are in school for most of us, if not all. We go to school. We know the stress and strain that comes with the process. So it hurts to go through this and then see somebody who, for the most part, evidence that have been provided shows that she has not done it the right way to take shortcuts and back channels. It hurts. Now, here is the thing. Is she the only person to fit that position? Because everything here we see doesn't make any sense. When you bring all of the transcript, the timeline for each degree program doesn't add up. Why can't the president see reason for the sake of expedience to withdraw this nomination? Do it for once so we cannot hear people who belong to a spoil system to come here and try to preach morality and expedience to us. At least President Burger just save us this stress, because it's very tormenting people who do not have the moral ground at all to be speaking on this.
So, Mickey, and I know you're ending up on this note, but let's say this: you are a Liberian citizen. You have the right, once you have you acquire the qualifications and everything, the credentials to serve your country. You are nominated, and from the blue sky comes someone who doesn't have any legal authority requesting your maybe your certificate, your credential, and everything. They want to see it. They want you to display the papers. They want you to put them on Facebook. Uh, you're being nominated by the president, at whose will and pleasure you're going to serve. The first branch of government has the authority to look at your credential, what you're going to present to them, and make a determination as to whether you get the job or not. Mickey, the both parties here, the people who are requesting you to post your credential on the social media and blah blah blah, and also the legal authority that you have to face, which I mean the both parties putting it in that case, which of the two you think you're more answerable to?
Bro, listen, when you step into the glare of the public for public service, there is nothing private about you anymore. First of all, the person called for the responsibility or authority to appoint you is an employee. The president was employed by the Liberian people, the very people who are requesting the credentials of Madam Beslow. So that is a lazy argument. Listen, there was a case in recent time in the United States, Harvard University, the president, one gay. She was forced to resign because of this same academic malfeasance and fraud. It wasn't a government who brought that case up. There were private citizens, private people, because you know why, Nelson? I'm coming. You know why? Harvard is a private institution, but guess what? The government subsidized Harvard. So taxpayer monies goes towards Harvard University, and the president will have a benefit from it directly. So people, citizens of this country, had a right to investigate that, and and bring it up to the public glare. So in the same vein, Madam Beslow is going to be an employee of the Liberian people. Anything that is not brought to the attention of the law is not a crime. If one single citizen had not gone to do due diligence, we would not have known everything that's going on today. So Madam Beslow is obligated to every single Liberian, even Man Titi, who did not go to school, to present her credentials to her, because she is an employee.
This 40 million debate, where do you stand?
Listen, Nelson, it's laughable. Why would I want to believe a government that was being dubbed or kleptocratic government? Meaning everybody in that government are criminals. They are all a bunch of thieves. Why would I want to believe thieves over people who have not been tested and proven yet? Listen, Nelson, you know how they match people wealth?
20 seconds.
I'm coming. Seconds. Yeah, I will lay on this. You know how people match or come up with people worth? They look at your expenditure. They look at your income. You understand? If you put everything together, whatsoever that, if you owe somebody 50 million, and then you got 40 million, what do you worth? You can take part of debt, and then you take some more money that's supposed to go to war paying people debt. Then you're telling people that you're boasting that you left money. That you left money to do what? Doesn't make
Thank you.
We shouldn't even deal with these things, man.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Emmy, I know you're gonna come in. Mobile, you're coming. Fasco, welcome. Let me No, Josh, you're not making a point.
I'm
Josh,
gonna get 5 more minutes.
okay, let's hear from
Nelson,
Moba.
please,
Hey,
please, yeah,
Vasco.
Nelson, please, just 20 seconds, please.
Yeah, but let's hear from Moba quickly. Let's do that.
Okay.
Moba, go ahead.
Yeah. Actually, I got nothing much to say about the whole stuff. But the only thing is, the Senate committee did well today by sending her back. But I think if I were her, I would withdraw. Like I would just leave the whole confirmation, and just pause on it. And I think the president need to withdraw her nomination so that we can set the Liberian people right. Because we saw it for the past government. A lot of things went on wrong. Our man who they made, I think, assistant agriculture minister. At that time, he ain't entered the university yet, but he still served our
Avin
position.
Wisa was a
Avin Wisa.
student of the University of Liberia.
No, but not back then.
No, he was expelled.
He was expelled.
Not back then. Yeah. So
yeah, no, but
it shows.
the narrative that he wasn't a student of the university.
How many years?
It will come across as someone who is just a high school graduate, did not enter university, and he became assistant minister. That's why I want us to get clear.
But like for example,
no, Nelson, you are missing it. You are missing from the people. This brother was expelled from the university, which is the premier university in the country.
Granted,
he was expelled.
Yeah,
he was expelled.
And I got that, Alfred. I'm not disputing.
I know
that.
where Nelson coming from.
He was in university. He was a university student.
Students back then, yeah.
Following his expulsion from the university, then he became. Then he was nominated or appointed to serve as assistant minister.
Can you imagine that?
No. So that whole narrative that he wasn't a university student.
That's what happened when you rush.
Someone who did not enter university at all, just a high school, fresh from high school, then he made the president and assistant minister. That's why.
Yeah, okay, they accept that.
But now say it was even better for somebody to leave from high school fresh and be appointed there for you to appoint an expelled student.
Moba, please make your point. Conclude.
Yeah,
Moba.
okay, they accept that, right? What he brought to the table, what he did. So
research and extension.
I think it's better for her. Like we don't want the government. It's for everybody. And everybody get a right to question whosoever that would bring, because we like employ those people. So by right, we get it. We are eligible to question them, like what you bring it to the table, what you bring in, what is different you bring it. So if she mean all that criteria, right? Let should be, let the president withdraw his nominee, her nomination, and let that be done. So they get a lot of qualified Liberians. They get a lot of qualified Liberians that can and fill that position. It ain't gotta be her.
Looking at the fact that her confirmation hearing was abruptly suspended or postponed today. Now, do you see any possibility of a confirmation for Madam Beslow?
I think it's a serious vetting process still going on based on her academic level. That's the reason why I put say Lawa did not come out and say security reason, but I don't think is anything pertaining to security that bothering her or maybe trying to attack or anything. Probably trying to get a rightful story surrounding a whole academic level so that they can bring, if she will be confirmed, right? Let me that conclude by saying if she will be confirmed, they can bring evidence and say, okay, this is how it works. But the way I've seen it and the way I was watching the show, I think there's a lot of confused things that come up from her credentials.
Thank you.
That's all I can say.
Thank you. Thank you. A whole lot of confused things that coming up. Anyway, that's your point.
Very confused.
Let's hear from Magnus. Then we will take Vasco and then Amy.
Yeah, hello everyone. It's good to be here. I'll just start with the 40 million, 20 million saga. This is the position that the CDC government wanted to put us in. This is the exact position they wanted us to put in. It happened, so it didn't happen. So the whole issue about the 40 and 20 million, this is a scenario. Nelson, you got your shop, you selling ore, right? And then you ask me and say, Magnus, can't take all my shop are going somewhere. You say, by leaving 15 tin of ore over there. But before leaving, you said you're leaving by 2 o'clock. When you left, when you're leaving at 2 o'clock, you already told somebody, go over there. You already sold 15 to somebody, right? You sold 15 of the ore to somebody early. The person was just to come pick you up at 2 o'clock. So by the time I got there by 2:15, I met 10 tin of oil. You heard Vinny saying that 15 tin of oil left there. But then when I got it, I met 10. I said, no, Nelson, at 10 tin of oil I met here. So that's where the argument is. CDC government are already doing expenses, credited, had debt on that money they had over there, went deficit, and then they coming to us and boasting that we left 40 million. Not knowing they have gone to the country's reserve and taking 80 million to pay salaries.
But I'm trying to get this.
Mhm.
Okay. So the argument from the other side,
Yes,
from the other guys, is not that it's not about the 80 million, it's not about how much they have in debt. The argument from the other side is about what is in the consolidated account, the GOL's consolidated account.
Yeah, Nelson, to a point, right? What was in the consolidated account when Joseph Barker took over, right? Was 20.5 million. But what happened when Joshua was leaving? They said it was what? 40 million. But then they had credited from the country's reserve to pay salary for November and December, which was in the fiscal year 2023. So 2023 rolled over to 2024 over deficit. So whatsoever was collected between January 1st to the 19th, right? That deficit rolled over.
Okay.
So after Central Bank took what they took from the reserve and replaced it, it was 20 million in the account.
Now, so from the way things are going, from the way this whole episode is playing out, do you really think that we've had any answer to this whole 40 million back and forth? Have we settled the dust on this 40 million thing?
The reason why I'm saying that we have not settled the dust, the reason why I'm saying this is this was a calculated ploy. And you will never have the direct answer. You saw the CBO governor today. He was never straight to the point. And what happened when they started reading the figures and people are getting clarity? What happened? What the CDC lawmaker did, the representative, they sent it to the committee room. So it will be over there. Everybody will be debating it, and they left it to public perception and public opinion. So that debate will keep going on. The only way that debate will be settled if there is an audit done.
Thank you. Alfred, you wanted to make a point? You are muted, sir. You are muted.
I have my finger up.
Like I told you again, Nelson, what you saw happening today was a corrupt spectacle. They want to put the blame on Mr. Boakai, that he said he's an honest man, but he's not an honest man in reality. But you know what will bring them to book? All those guys, those corrupt guys in the representative that call themselves lawmakers that were trying to shoot him today. What will bring them out is when they themselves are being audited. When we audit the national legislature, then we'll get to know exactly what they have been doing all the years. Keeping our people going.
20 seconds exhausted. Josh, you want to take 20 seconds quickly?
Yeah, look, what I just want to tell my brother Magnus and whoever made this point about deficit and what actually left, I don't think it's the issue. America owes China trillions of dollars in debt. You cannot tell me that because they owe that money, so they don't have money because they owe that money. What we need to say here is that the money that was left, let's forget about whoever owe anybody. You said we left 20 million there. We are telling you we left 40 million there. Hey, my man, please hold on. I'm talking. Let me finish. When you're talking, I'll quiet. I'll quiet.
Magnus, let's do it.
As of the 19th of January, the money that was left there, that's what we are debating. We're not debating who owe who. Forget about that argument, who owe who. We don't care about that. The argument is that what was there on that day. On that day, we have 40 million plus in the consolidated account. And you guys need to get accepted because that was put forward in
No,
at the
we're not
Senate.
just going to accept it. We'll audit you. And
Who cares about audit? Who cares about audit?
Let's
Go
hear Raymond.
audit.
Raymond, go ahead.
But
Sir.
when you start lying like this, when you start lying like this, then we're not trust your audit even because you start lying on the figure that we left there. That's why it will be a waste point because you are lying already about the figure that you are looking
You're
at.
not doing it.
Come on, guys. Come on.
You
no.
asked me
Let's
to
not-
talk,
let's-
George.
no.
Stay talking.
Yeah,
You're able to mute
Raymond,
George, but you're not doing it.
No, but Raymond, let's not do this thing.
Why we shouldn't do it?
Raymond,
If everybody does what George doing, will we have a show?
No, but
Hey, Raymond, just leave me alone. Leave me alone and focus on something else.
Josh,
You can mute the
Yeah,
guy.
leave me
Let
alone.
me mute you, Josh. But let me say this again, Raymond. For God's sake, yes, as I already recognize you. You know you are the next person we're coming to. But let's do this in order. We can't all be, correcting everything all at the same time. But go ahead, make your point, sir.
So Nelson, what I'm trying to say is called behavior. What we're fighting for on this show is to improve the behavior. We can't be repeating
Your audio is not good. Your audio is low. Can you step up a bit?
What I'm saying here, what we come to do on this show is to effect behavior change. That's what we're talking about corruption. Corruption is a behavior thing before it's even a financial thing. So we can't be on the show every night repeating the same things, and our audience don't like it. So Nelson, whenever I have the opportunity to correct an issue, I will do it. That's my nature. Let me go to the issue. You see, thank God we booted the CDC government out of. The very first thing to govern, the first tools you need is integrity. When you're trying to create a scenario, plunder your country, can't pay your debt, can't pay civil servants, the bread and butter issue, then you say you leave money? That's gross dishonesty to the highest score. The rate used to amount Liberian dollars to an amount of US dollars, not known today. That's dishonesty. A lot of questions they answer. So the whole question about this, that, we don't care about that. The Liberian people care. You don't lie and say because I lie like that, that good lie. No, lie is a lie.
Nelson, we have to move to Vasco now.
No,
and
but
then
Nelson, I didn't even go to the second point.
Welcome, Vasco. Welcome.
Bro,
Nelson. Mickey.
I gotta go. My bell ringing. My daughter causes some kind of trouble beyond that daddy's duty. I see you're cool net, everybody.
Mickey, run your way.
For who?
For me.
You tell me some incoherent here. Nobody will understand what you're talking about. I won't be.
Come on, man. Come on, Mickey. Mickey, please go. Mickey, go.
I won't be dumber after hearing you.
Let me remove that, man. But go ahead.
Let me lay on my point.
But Magnus?
Magnus, you gotta lay your point. I support you,
I
Magnus.
was speaking, and your cut you give time to George.
Okay, Magnus, wait. Let's do this. We are getting to a point now where we need to resort to the timer, to using the timer.
Okay,
So,
but then,
Magnus, you have 20 seconds.
Yes. So like I was saying, that's the position they wanted to put in that kind of quagmire position where we'll be debating. But then to the best law Nyanti confirmation, I think the whole place was chaotic today, and with the kind of crowd that was there, I thought the decision to postpone or to suspend was prudent. But then to the credential, I think I'll be the lone person on the side here. I think Madam Beslo Nyanti, when you come to her experience, she's experienced. When it comes to the qualification, she has a master's degree. She has a bachelor degree. What the argument here is the sequence of the degrees, right? So all what we are doing here is the power is, although we can say what we can say, but the power to vet her properly and know what the degrees are and what the sequence is, or what the proper channel for which she earned her degree is vested in the Senate. So all we can do is to put the pressure on the Senate to do the proper thing and not to be on the president to withdraw her. Because the thing about it is the president appointed her. What's your degree? I got MPA, I got MBA, I got BS, I got a BBA. That's the degree, that's the credential, right? And if the president answer, the rumors are going around, is it true? No, it's not true. If you withdraw her without having her to
Thank you.
Without having her to go through the proper process, giving
Thank
her
you.
due, right? Her due day in court, right? Then you are being unfair.
Thank you. Thank you. So Vasco, just go quickly, and then Ami will take us home.
Okay. It's a pleasure being back on the show. I want to say hi to everybody. So I will jump straight into the issue, right? Firstly, I will talk about Mrs. Best Loyalty. For me, she's gonna be confirmed. That lady gonna be confirmed because if you look at the Senate, I can tell you for sure for what I got today, majority of the senators, especially those within the opposition circle and the independent candidate, they are the one that are going to be voting for her. I understand there is a pressure coming from certain group that have another person on their mind, and because that person having surface, from the president, so there is a in-house fight. But I mean, for that area, we'll leave it with them because they are the qualified people, they are the most educated people, so they will settle their own problem. But let me come to the issue of the 40 million and the 20 million. Look, if you look at the United Party, Joseph Boakai, President Boakai government, they started on a very terrible note. That's something that you guys haven't spoke on, and you guys playing a blind eyes to it. These people started with complete stealing, broad day stealing. Let's look at the 300 and that Boakai said. Let's start with the president himself. The money that Boakai took to the fire victim, that was a good thing. But Boakai donated, he gave that money in his name. Where did he take that money from? And we all know the code of conduct that
What the code of conduct is?
Or elected leader. Boakai was already elected. He was a president already. You shouldn't accept gift, and you also shouldn't accept, especially when it comes to funds, over $200.
But he was not accepting gift in that case. He was the one giving out.
Yeah, who gave him the money? He told us that he was living on loan. It was clear. And we all know who been taking care of Boakai. We know that.
So you want to know
who asking? If you already know.
You want to know who gave me the money? Listen.
What Boakai told the money for?
What Boakai dacha? Boakai na baby? Boakai get money. Yeah, you got your fresh man.
First kid. So with Vasco.
Let me end on this note. Let me end on this note.
People disrupting now. Nobody is yelling. Raymond is not yelling at anyone. People are disrupting. Raymond is not yelling. As soon as I open my mouth, you want to come on me. Because they show with Chakrai one day here. With Chakrai, they show here one day.
Definitely.
Because every time I open my mouth, Raymond will jump up. If he owns the station, he will jump on me. People disrupting now. He's not saying anything. But I will be here. Nonsense.
Being Australian is not talking, right?
Listen, guys. Listen, nobody taking anything personal on this show. Vasco, the answer to that your question, that I just played the general so. Yeah, do your closing. Just do your closing. 20 seconds.
And that look at the inauguration, the 600 and plus $1,000 I'll give them. Look at how that program brought a serious disgrace. Look at what's going to happen. Look at what happened to our president because of those bunch of rogues that had that money. If you look at the listing, the amount of money that these people even pay for just a set from Sierra Leone, you hold your head. So these people started on a very poor footing. And this is something that you people shouldn't come here and be throwing jobs on the CDC. Today about the 40 million quickly. Today about the 40 million. This was very clear today. You shouldn't come here, Alex. You don't know. the central bank governor went down there and make it very clear. He
Really?
even told us that the same figure that President Weah announced, it was the figure that he gave the transition team.
Boubacar.
So the
Yeah.
transition team, they are the one that try to dupe Boubacar. Those people, I mean, I cannot blame the president though for some of the things that are going to happen. And we all been saying that here. We will not blame Boubacar, but those guys, you see, when you say the people around President Weah, those guys around President Weah will sell our President Boubacar, they will sell that country.
Thank you. So when they sell the
Welcome back,
country,
Bosco.
you not come out
I'll go
like
for my
Drake.
shares.
So I mean, just do your see,
Oh
let's
my
see.
God, Vasco, we miss you with Tabata. Yes, because I don't know what part of that something he was watching today that central bank government makes it clear when he couldn't even answer questions. They never even brought it. My brother Raymond already said. I don't know what part of it you can be watching to come here and the other thing that I bring for. Look, Vasco, we got YouTube, we got Facebook now. This is not the 1800s that you can just come and tell people that this is what went on. Everybody on here, they be on Facebook watching the thing. They know exactly what went on today. Just because you come in and say something else, it's not going to change the fact, and it's not going to make it true. So that's just something there. Nelson, with this lady confirmation and her appointment, to be honest with you, I feel bad for her. I don't really know her and the facts and the things that are going on. I'm only hearing. But if I were her, like everybody has said, at this point, I would just, I don't, even if President Walker doesn't withdraw, I would just do it myself because it is embarrassing. I don't know how her kids got to be so special from every other nominees and stuff, and she's going through the embarrassment and stuff. But I feel bad for her, and I just hope that she can. I mean, do something not to them because I
I mean,
think she's old.
is that going to solve any problem? Is that even going to address the issue? So let's assume because of the issues that are being raised, but Sarah Best Yanti decides to say, okay, Mr. President, I appreciate the fact that you nominated me, but I'm stepping aside. I want you to please withdraw your nomination. Is that going to in any way settle the dust on her credential, the issues that are already being raised? Now, I hear a lot of people say that you don't want to get confirmed, and then when you're in the ministry, people are looking at you a certain way. Oh, okay, this is
Right.
the lady that has a questionable credential and all of that. But let's take it on the other side. She steps aside. Does that even help her career life?
You're
She
right,
has a
Nelson.
life hereafter.
You're right. Yeah, absolutely. You're right. It's gonna have a little tinted windshield over her. I think she should do the right thing to go and like everybody said, not to the people who are questioning her, but to the Senate or to the vetting team, whatever. Answer those questions and try to because people have doubts, and if that's what really happened, or having a master's before you had a bachelor in the period of 1 year and all of that. I mean, let her sometimes maybe if people have circumstances, situation. Maybe her kids is some special thing that went on. Nobody knows. Let her tell them and make it clear. But actually, I don't want to really like pay too much money. I feel bad for her already as it is, and I just hope she can clear things up if she really want to go through with this. And some even if she doesn't want to go through it, like you said, it's still gonna have a little shadow over her if she doesn't clear the air and just leave it like that as it is. That people will believe, and if it's not true, is she really telling the truth? Whatever the situation might be, I think she should do some clarity as well.
Thank you.
Nelson, can
We're
I
gonna
ask you a
do
question,
final.
please?
We're gonna
Nelson,
do
can I ask
final.
you a question, please?
Okay.
Quick one. I see you, Nelson, as the watchdog for this platform when we come here to argue things. You are a journalist as well. So, and we are talking about things, and when we are arguing between two things, we love for you to play the guy who is standing in the middle and say, no, this is what happened. The hearing that took place at the parliament yesterday about it 40 million and 20 million. What is your input? What did you hear? What did you see? What happened? Can you give us your own input, please?
Honestly, on the show, all right, I I don't have
You
I
will
don't
not
have
say. You will not
no,
say.
no, no. Listen. I know where you're coming from. You're trying to get me trapped into something here. But
No, no, not at all.
I don't have an opinion on the show. All right. I that's why that's why
Don't worry, Nelson. Others will have their opinion.
I
Others.
turn everything over to you guys. You as I mean, but what I can say is that okay, let me not go there, but I don't have an opinion on the show.
I think
All
we get
right.
to speak your
So
mind. Don't worry.
Speak your mind,
Nelson, don't
Nelson.
worry.
let's do
People will not jail you. Black guy
let's
will not jail you.
no, but you see, there you go. Josh is
Let
trying
me
to
let
paint a
me see your
picture here.
newspaper that was put today.
Josh is trying to paint a picture here of someone who is one-sided, and no, Josh. Come on.
My
Nelson,
man,
the
Uh,
number
you
is
you
not
and CEO, your support President Boakai. So just go ahead.
there
the
you go.
number is not gonna lie, Nelson. So you don't
There you
even have to say anything
there you
about
go.
that. Just
There you
gotta
go.
wait for the
There you
audit.
go. Okay, but we let's
Pastor,
do
you are welcome. We miss you some kind of way.
let's do the closing. I'll give 30 seconds each uh to everyone to do the closing, but we're out of time, so we will make use of the timer to do that. But let me say this again. I know we can do all the joke and everything, but I will remain as independent as I am. I hold no allegiance to
Oh,
any
come
political
on.
party. I hold absolutely no allegiance to any political party. I sit in this role as a journalist, and I'll remain. If I wanted to hold allegiance, I
That's why
want
you
to
should
hold
call it, Nelson. That's why you
Can
should
you
call it.
put
Call
that
it
thing
truth.
up,
Because are you in the
Nelson? The
middle?
one
Call
I
it
just
truth.
sent to
Say
you?
the truth.
so
What you know. That's what you're supposed to do
so
as a journalist.
let's
We ain't say
let's
you must
let's
take side, but just
let's
say the truth.
start,
What the truth is.
let's start with Alfred. Alfred, you have 30 seconds, sir. Can you do your closing?
Yes. Tonight I started a show with retired Chief of Staff Quincy Johnson III.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to close by saying this. All of us went to the Army 2006, 2007 to build a career for ourselves individually and to serve our country in general.
Mm-hmm.
So, and he was given the opportunity to be the leader of that group of people that was setting the benchmark for the next generation of Army people that would have come after them. He knows the struggle. He knows what it means to be on an oath and to absorb everything. You know what it means to put your life on the line. He should be a progenitor of advocacy for the rest of the group, but not to better his life and he
Thank
forget
you.
about the rest of the group.
Thank you, Alfred. Um, let's take Vasco quickly. We just want to go by the queue now and conclude this closing.
All right. Thank you, Nelson. I mean, for what I have to say to you guys is that for the next 6 years, we're gonna be right here, and you have us to contend with. You see, to defend is not an easy thing. During our 6 years, my brother George and myself, we kept defending. Today, as we defend, you guys come and attack or different strategies. Now we are attacking you guys, and you guys will be on the defensive. So the same thing we used to do when your shit blink, we bring it to Mount Ellie and say, "Oh no, don't talk about Mount Ellie." Now you're coming now. Every time we try to explain something to you guys, they'll bring George Weah government up. No, this is not about George Weah anymore. George Weah is gone.
Thank you.
You
How does
guys
it
are the
feel? How does
brilliant
it?
people.
How is life in the opposition?
I mean, nursing. Trust me. Look at me now.
Very
I'm
fine.
relaxed. I'm relaxed.
Relax. I don't have to
Opposition
defend
mess
Again,
is
anything.
head,
very
Nelson.
good.
Again, head.
Y'all don't look like y'all really.
Thank
So,
you, thank you.
we don't even
Yeah.
look
Actually, the
Let's
defeat was bad. We were hurt,
The thing
but
in
right
here,
now,
man.
trust me, man,
thank
we
you,
cool.
thank you very much. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Uh,
mean,
that's what the second tell me that you cool. You need.
Cool.
I enjoying. Make a sleep son. Yeah, I mean, it was
Let's
a
hear
good,
you, Magnus. Go ahead.
yeah, it was a good show today. I think the issue with Madame Beslo Nyanti is she's reached a point of no return where you know where you're going. It's either you fight and survive or you turn and let everything you've worked for go down the drain. That woman is a reverend. She's working the UN Center for 20 plus years. So her integrity and everything she ever worked for is on the line. And I don't think she's going to turn her back and say, okay, I'm withdrawing from the process. And I think the president too in that position do not have, no matter what the credentials are, the fact is the credentials are valid. But what we are discussing here is the time frame under which those credentials or the sequence in which those credentials were in, right? So it is left with the Senate. For me, I trust the Senate, especially the man who is the chair for that Senate committee.
Thank you,
Senator Dillon, and he's going to do a great job.
Thank you, sir.
All we can do is wait for the Senate to do their job, and I mean, hopefully they'll do a better job.
Josh, let's hear you. 30 seconds quickly.
Look, Nelson, my brother Magnus is trying, but he get love, but he not make it. The thing is that do not put your trouble on the Senate. What you cannot handle, don't ship it to the Senate to say you can't handle it. Be a man about it. Do the job of the Liberian people. Stand as a man and say, look, this does not look right, and I'm going to cut it short, and that's it. Don't say, I will let the Senate to take it that one. That is not being decisive. As a leader, you have to be decisive. You got to make the hard decisions. That's when, things work. But if you want to shift all your responsibility, like even to vet people, to nominate people, you form a committee and everything, that means you are not in charge. And what I see here is that President Bouaka is not in charge. People are doing their things. That's why names are put up and then later retracted. You see, these are the things that you people were saying about CDC government. Oh, they are incompetent. Look at the other one. The other person, and you come in power now. Not even a month. You have withdrawn almost 3 names now. This is ridiculous.
Nothing like
This is not the people.
It's either two or 3. Nothing like almost 3 names.
Josh is suffering from the number.
Nelson, whose side you on? You say you're not on anybody's side. What are you challenging my facts for? What is challenging my? No, you see that what I say. You are CEO. You people are UP. Yes.
Nelson.
Because other person income, Nelson want to say almost. That means someone already going there because they might withdraw and Sarah. For Sarah, they might withdraw. That was almost because it's going there. It's going to that point. So the thing is. I'm still on the floor, my brother. I'm still on the floor. Let me finish. Let me
ask you a question. You can just add it on and just go, right?
Ask Nelson. When Nelson gave the opportunity, no problem.
Is the degree or the credentials you presented, are they fake?
Look, my man, I'm not a vetting person. I'm not going to go there. I don't even care what her credentials are. There are people. Guess what? No, listen.
So
Listen. I'm basing my argument on what is in the public. I did not do any research on her. But those people who are vetting, who continuously, even the CDC government, who are going after people's credentials, I see people that are going after the woman's credentials.
Thank you.
And they are telling you that it's wrong. So that means something is wrong. Something has to be done. So small shame is better than big shame. Please, guys, withdraw the woman. Let somebody else go there. She's not the only.
No.
Nelson, Ba. You don't do that thing to people, my man. Why I still talking, Nelson? You don't do it to people, my man.
Just into my time. Your time already finished. You over 1 minute. Let me do my closing.
Okay. I'm setting the timer now, Shirley.
Nelson, why you gotta set the timer? First of all, you took time when I was talking the last time. Okay, so don't set the timer. But first, I want to acknowledge Ruth. I really want Ruth to come on the show. Ruth, we are looking forward to having you on the show. Get away from the comment section and come on the floor. Come here on the show, I mean. So Nelson, So,
Now,
but
we can even spell lies. You can spell lies with L-E-R-R. And now you want to bring on the show? Don't waste a...
I beg you, Josh, don't
Josh, you're not intimidated again.
But
Josh,
what a beautiful,
you're not intimidated
No,
again.
no,
The
no,
girl
no,
come on
no,
this
no,
show.
guys,
what a
let's
beautiful show.
Shirley,
Josh, please mute yourself because you're taking up my time.
yeah, mute.
And I don't want Nelson to take my time away because Nelson is ready to take my time. But it's okay. But I want to wish my big brother, my father, a great confirmation hearing tomorrow. I know he's gonna ace it and he's gonna go over there ready to teach. So looking forward to a great confirmation hearing tomorrow. For the director of police, and yes, I'm really looking forward to that tomorrow. And Nelson, what a great show! It's good to have you on, Fasco. We miss you, and we hope that you are here to not mislead the Liberian people, but just let's stick to what is important for our people. Don't join Josh. My minutes about to be over.
Because the man already on Josh's side. Like the man
Yeah, I mean,
George.
if you are here, make sure that you are here to speak the right thing and say the right thing. Don't try to be the judge, okay? Because
Thank you, Shirley.
Me, I just hoping that Vasco don't do the 2 job again.
I left it already because you rescue already. I left one. The rescuing place.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah.
The rescue
you too.
Yeah.
Yeah, America.
You guys are. Let's take Raymond. Raymond, go ahead.
In Liberia, they say a thief can't leave his teeth spread away. It's in the blood. CDC will never stop the million-plus lies. The only propaganda they have is lies. Lies doesn't change because it's in the day or in the night when you tell it. Whenever you tell it, it's a lie. So the Liberian people know that CDC had her opportunity to improve herself. Nothing the Liberian people are going to trust coming from CDC. It's all about lies and tricks. However, Sarah Beslow Yenti, I don't question her resume. I even understand because I spoke to 2 HR people who got expertise in HR, human resources, told me all that is possible. That you can get a master's and still get a bachelor's degree. It doesn't violate any educational requirement. So that could not be an issue. But the issue today was to set her guest in the seat of the senators. It had a motive. If someone pulled that optics up and that behavior pattern, you got to look behind it. Why is that? And that's not diplomatic. So for someone to be our foreign minister put on such a posture is questionable. So based on that, I want the president to review that and look into it and see whether she's worth representing us at the level of the foreign ministry. But with no doubt, she's far better than any person, George, we have ever appointed at the foreign ministry.
Wow.
There's no question.
Thank
She's
you.
no match to them. She beat them under the sole of her shoes.
Wow. Thank you. Raymond is. Anyway, thank you. Let me just take us home now. 30 seconds.
Thank you guys. Thank you, Raymond. Thank you, Vasco, for coming back. We hope you have repented and you're not gonna sin anymore. Like sure they say. But Liberian people, we need to have the kind of patriotism that we fighting for the Liberians to have. And I really hope and pray that we really get there. Because I don't know, this brother Daniel was on the show a couple of months ago with us when we started. Defending CDC, how this government is the best since 1847. And you are not receiving your allowance. You are going through problem in somebody else's country, and you coming here and defending to your teeth that this government was the best government. And now you coming here telling us all of this. I feel bad for the other guys that were there that tried to stay out because I don't know how you Nobody asks you to be a politician or try to beat George Weah up, but at least stay away from stuff like this if you don't want to something. But maybe he thought that was the way that George Weah was going to look at them to be able to fulfill his something that he owed to them, or he was going to win or something. But we need to stay away from that. We need to love our country and we need to be fair. Nobody here, like I always tell my other brothers and sisters, I am not a UP. I am not anybody, politician or whatever. When I went to Liberia last year and came back, when I saw my country is where I started to pay attention and wanted to support somebody, but we had to leave. And that's what I did. Next time, if anybody I feel best fit, I will support that person. If it's GMB, God forbid, I don't pray for it. Anything wrong happen, I would say it. But when it's fair, we will say it, not because we want to say it, because, and you said they want to my own president, I would say they want to your own president, whether it's true or not. We need to stop that and think about Liberia. And like my brother Mickey said, if you never had a guts to speak on wrong thing yesterday, what makes you think somebody will even listen to you now? Even if you're right, you're saying the right thing, nobody will even trust you because you never even had a guts to say it yesterday because you idolize somebody. You love them more than your country. You love them more than yourself. And so you can't tell them that they were doing something wrong. But now you want to have the audacity, the guts to come and tell people now that something is wrong to my country. This one is good, even because you want to play politics. But it's because it's not true, but politics. It's ridiculous, and we need to stop that. We need to love Liberia, think Liberia, and build Liberia. Thank you,
Thanks
Nelson.
a lot. Thanks a lot. I mean, and I think it's been a great show here today.
What Baga to the money for? What na baby? Baga get money. Yeah, you got your fresh man.
So, well, I want to say thanks to everyone, and we hope we can come back here tomorrow to take on the national discourse. And again, thank you, Alfred. Thank you, Vasco. Thank you, Magnus. Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Shirley. Thank you, Raymond. Thanks to
Vasco,
Amy.
when I Christmas, you sitting there. I'm waiting.
But Amy,
Vasco Lee, one of the job.
This is.
I left one
Just
already.
before we go, I want to ask you a question.
Job. You're not working 2 jobs again.
Yeah.
I left one.
Yeah, Raymond.
Vasco, the rescue missionary should not ask for Christmas. That
Is
is
it
rescuing
okay
us.
to call a panelist on the show while the show is going on nonsense?
But man, you got to smart,
I see you.
Listen,
on this show, man.
guys. Let's have a discussion in the background, Raymond. Yeah, let's have
Raymond can be too serious on this show.
Let's have a quick discussion in the background.
No, you can't lie. I can't fight for Liberia. That's very serious matter. I can't play, baby.
So the way you're coming doing, you're winning. You're still one for all it.
You were just part of the problem. You're not Liberia. Liberia bigger than CDC. CDC was just a minute part of the problem that Liberia faces.
Yeah.
So I'm fighting for Liberia, not fighting CDC.
Man, you're not saying something, man. I gotta go. Thanks.
What the country rule?
A happy new month to every one of you. Peace and love, blessings to everybody. I have to go. Talk to you guys later.
Thank you, guys. That means
all right, Shirley.
Because we have to go. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you, Magnus. Thanks a lot, Amy. Well, folks, that's how I would like to draw down the curtains on this edition of the program. Join us tomorrow for another late night show. Until then, I'm Nelson Collier. Have a good night. Bye-bye for now.
Yes, sir. A special one.